Good Thursday night world. We are back and we are live with another episode of Band Dog Talk, aka Lab Talk with the Dog God, aka the Coach, aka the Elon Musk of high performance working dogs. That's me, man. Salute. Salute to Young Ready Red with that pole position. Big salute to you, Young Ready. Cooper. Coop, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you for showing up, man. Showing out, man. Every Thursday night, Coop. Much love and respect to you, man. Duro. My brother Duro, man. Much love to you, Duro. You know I got love for you, man. A lot of respect for you too, man. Love what you're doing with the Duro Lounge. You know what I mean? Cooking over there, man. You and your panel, brother. Keep going, keep pushing out that great content. Oh yeah. And all of you guys who are not in the chat and who are listening, who are in the classroom, much love and respect to you guys. Thank you guys for showing up, watching the replays, hopping in the lives, whatever you guys decide to do. I appreciate you guys showing up to the classroom, man. This platform is for us dogman engineers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know, Duro. You already know what it is. This podcast is for the dogman engineers. The dogmen who really think outside the box and want to join this super dogman computer. You know what I mean? A scientist when it comes to these type dogs. These high performance type dogs. Not just regular dogs, but high performance. It takes a collective brain to really, really, really come up with these top tier ideas. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys who show up to the classroom. You know what I mean? Because that's how we elevate our craft. You feel me? So big salute to you guys. Much love and respect. But before I get to, my week, you already know what we're gonna do. Uh-huh. Get those herbal sensations ready to go. Get that shit rolled up, roll that shit like that shit, smoke it. Uh-huh. Go ahead and rub that herbal lotion on you if you like that. Go ahead and eat your herbal edibles, man. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Hit your bongs, backwoods, paper planes, go ahead and drink your herbal sensation beverages. Shit, they got herbal sensation everything nowadays. Now that it's legal in most states. I don't know about most states, but a lot of states is legal. That's right, man. Get that shit ready to go. If you like my brother Duro, you like them brewskis, man, get your tall cans, your medium cans, you know what I mean? Your cans, your regular bottles, whatever. You get your mugs, your ice cold mugs, fill them things up with your cold ones. That's right, your Heinekens, you know what I mean? What else you got, man? Your Coors Lights, your Bud Lights, your IPOs, any type of brewskis, man, get that shit ready to go. If you like your shots, man, get your Hennessy out, man. You know what I mean? Get your tequila out, man. Get your bourbons out, man. All the shit that you guys like to drink when it comes to your shots. Get that shit ready to go, man. And if you like the coach who like to keep it simple because life is so hard as it is, man, get your mixed drinks out. I got my vodka lemonade. Hey, salute to y'all, man. Salute to the classroom, man. Love y'all. Cheers. Golly. Oh, man. As I take a deep breath, hey, remember that, Duro? As I take a deep breath, as I take a deep breath. Um, Man, this week is, shit, just like every other week, every other day. A lot of work going on, a lot of adjustments, audibles, you know, being called on the play in the field. And this week I've been just reflecting on my journey, you know what I mean, with my program and stuff like that. And, admiring my work. And, I've been paying attention a lot to the new kids on the block, which is my Formula One Bulldogs, the ones that are actually going to, stay with the coach. Really all of them, you know what I mean? I got a couple of them getting ready to go out of town, two going to New York, one going to Florida. Um, you know, man, just reflecting on my work. And I mentioned to you guys how, these Formula One Bulldogs, happen to be in my top three, as far as just um productions, you know what I mean? And of course they still have a long way to develop, but I'm not a rookie when it comes to producing animals, producing dogs. So I have an eye, I have a gift, and I understand my lab notes because I take notes. Just like I tell y'all, I'm never going to tell y'all to do something that I don't do, right? You know what I mean? Why would I be the coach if I haven't had experience in what I'm teaching in the classroom, right? So, analyzing my lab notes and seeing my young prospects, understanding how vigor plays into what I want. I produce high performance type dogs. That's why I'm Formula One. High performance is what I'm all about. I'm not about coy and nothing against people on that. Cold efficiency of inbreeding. There's nothing. I don't have nothing against y'all who do that, but I don't do that. You know what I mean? I produce vigor because I want freaks. I want performance. I need everything to max out if I can. If God can bless me with 2 to 3 freaks of nature, that's a top tier breeding for me. Even if the rest of them are average, which they won't be, how I cook. But let's say the rest of them are average, but I get 2 or 3 freaks. That's a maximum success breeding for me because that's what I'm cooking for. I'm cooking for freaks. I ain't cooking for no regular degglers. I ain't cooking for just goods. I'm cooking for great and freaks. That's what I cook for. So, to be able to examine these Formula One Bulldogs and to know how powerful Tigress is as far as her genetics and what she has blessed me with, to examine these dogs as I've been watching them grow and to see the intensity of these dogs. They're very intense. Remind me of Red Tiger. Reminds me of AK. Just as far as the intensity goes, and see, when you have dogs that are very intense, that that's really not dogs that you sell to consumers, to be real with you. Because you have to be a certain type of dog man or dog woman to be able to handle that, not be intimidated by that, have a certain type of demeanor about yourself to where you can relate to that dog's mental space, to say to that dog, okay, I love that about you, but we still got to understand that there's a time and a place. That's the development of the on off switch, right? Most people who might get a puppy that has this type of intensity, they don't understand that you have to develop the on off switch. You have to have a very, very, very alpha, but even energy about you. You got to have a very balanced energy. You can't be alpha and aggressive with a dog that has high intensity. You can't, because then you're going to be clashing with that dog and you're going to be using high aggressive tactics to try to calm it down. And it's just going to flare the dog up even more. You know what I mean? It's like fighting fire with fire when you got a very intense dog. Me, I'm a very even keeled man because I've been through, you know, very intense situations in my life that I've been reacting in that way. And I've been, forced to lower my frequency based off of my surroundings. So I learned how to balance myself based off my own experience in life. So when I see dogs that are very rah, 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 shish, boom, ba, rah, 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 shish, boom, ba, right? I don't play into that, right? I try my best to keep my energy even while I'm dealing with a high intense dog. So as I'm paying attention to these Formula One Bulldogs and I'm seeing how their mental is, because every day they're developing, every month they're developing, and they're learning their surroundings. They understand who I am. They know who I am. They know I'm the one that feed them. They know I'm the one that me and my wife, we birthed them. They know they know me. They know me. They know that I am rah rah rah. However, I'm even though. See what I'm saying, y'all? I'm even. So I gotta teach them. I'm okay with that. I like that. I like that because I'm Formula One with this shit. I need everything to be V12 type shit. You feel me? I need everything to be the best, the peak of performance. I need them type of dogs in my program. That's maximum drive, right? Prey or man drive, whatever it is, because that's what I'm putting in the notes. That's what I'm putting in genetics. I need maximum intensity. That Bruce Lee reflex. You know what I'm saying? I need freaking the highest level of pain tolerance. Because if you got that type of intensity, you're gonna experience some pain just based off of just how you rock. Everything is full throttle. There ain't no letting off. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm seeing, and when I see it in the puppies early, I'm like, oh yeah. But as I'm dealing with my dogs this week, I made it a point to, because remember I always tell y'all when I you know whatever I got left over, whatever I'm willing to give to the consumers, I always tell them, if you get a dog from me, love on them for the first year. I always tell my consumers that if you get any dogs from me, love them for the first year. Don't turn my dogs on because it's in the genetics already. Just love on them so that they can understand the off switch, right? So when you have dogs that are already intense as puppies, and I have one in particular, they all kind of like this. So I salute the genetics because they're all showing me that, and I know where they get it from. They get it from Red Tiger. All right. So, but I got one that is just, you know, he he couldn't be like he couldn't be in anybody else's hand unless you are a very experienced dog man or woman, and there are some out there that understand how I understand. That see a dog that could be a problem. That could be now it's not even a problem. It's a problem to those who don't understand what they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the type of dude that want to ride the fastest bike. I ride motorcycles. I want to, I got to get the 1000. I gotta get it souped up. I gotta have the Cadillac, but I gotta have a CTV, excuse me, the CTSV, and I gotta have it souped up. That's me. I've always been that way. Everything I want is high performance. That's how I always had the vet, had to have it souped up. Everything I do is that way. So when I see a dog, I like my dog souped up because my goal is to learn how to drive it, right? With the cars or whatever it is, the motorcycles. I want to learn it. I understand I'm going to slow dance with my car. I ain't going to get on that car and think I'm going to be able to master it. I'm not going to get in that Gixxer 1000 and think I'm going to be able to punk it. No, I'm going to get on that motherfucker, make love to it, slow dance that Gixxer 1000, learn the throttle position, learn the angles, learn the breaking points. So once I learn that motherfucker, then I start pushing it. Then I start pushing it. Then I start pushing it. Okay. So I do that with my dogs. Okay. I see that motherfucker going rah, 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 rah. I lower my frequency down. I slow dance with it. I got a puppy. He don't really understand himself. So he like to bite. I got one. He's a biter. I named him Tiger Shark. Beautiful dog too, man. Shout out to the coach. Shout out to my lab notes. Looking just how I drew them up in my lab. Hey, all them dogs out of that litter, all different variances of the genetics. And I love every one of them that came out. I love it. I love because all of them is different. All of them are different. And if you understand what's in your math, you understanding your notes, you can see all the variants. But anyway, there's this one. His name is Tiger Shark. So all the ones that are in my possession, I'm already getting them prepared for their life with their owners. So what I'm teaching them now is the off switch. Right. So I make sure because they when they get so excited to see me, they go crazy. They go cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? They jumping up, they want to get on me, they want to grab me, they want to bite me. They doing that stuff, which I mean shit. They Formula One bulldogs, man. Shit, they ain't no regular bulldogs, man. These ain't no American bulldogs. These ain't no old English bulldogs. These is Formula One, man. I cooked them up. These are my shits. So I know what I'm dealing with. So every time what I do, I go in there, I feed them and stuff like that. They love chow. Everybody love chow. And then I clean up the kennels up. Everybody cleaned up. Then I go in there and then I go and I put my energy and I lower my frequency. I lower my own energy down, calm myself, and I force the calmness on them to calm down. So I go and I put I smother them with my energy and I pet them and then try to get them to calm down, right? So I've been doing this for like a whole week. And once I do it, they calm down. I feel their frequency. They lower their frequency down. Now it's not, it's not all that shit that they on, right? Which is their frequency, right? Because they don't know how to control it yet. But there's one, his name is fucking Tiger Shark guy. Man, he's gonna be a problem. There's nothing. I mean, I try my best to put him in that Husa energy, because he's trying to feel me, but he just a wire, man. And that boy biting me. He's trying to climb. He's trying to, he's trying to fight. I'm like, boy, you're gonna be a damn problem, man. You're gonna be a problem. But see, that's something for me when I'm putting, V12s in them damn Formula Ones. You know what I mean? Maximum this and maximum that. I like to see that shit. Me, I like it because see, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tune them. I'm gonna tune it. I'm gonna tune this energy down. It's gonna take me some time. I'm not gonna tune them by fighting them and none of that shit. No, I'm gonna tune them with the Husa. The calm yourself, nigga. I know you biting the shit out of me. Calm yourself, young grasshopper. Calm yourself. But see, that's my specialty because I want maximum shit. Because when I get him on a level that is controllable and he's performing at a maximum level and he's giving his all to the 110%, and I can get him in his mind to control his 100%, his 110%, that he don't blow, he don't blow up like his daddy did. Because see, Red Tiger was very intense. But he didn't have the genetics that I put in his sons and his daughters, right? But he didn't have no on-off switch. Y'all heard me say this. He didn't have it. And I didn't understand really how to maybe I could have tamed it. I don't know. But I didn't produce him. So I learned by learning him by owning him, right? Owning a dog, learn the dog as you own him, what it's about. Oh, he got a lot of drive. Oh, shit, I like that shit. Oh, that boy's fucking intense. Oh, I like intense dogs, because I'm a performance man. But then, the dog don't have an on-off switch. Well, I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, why are you pacing? Why are you pacing all fucking day? You know what I'm saying? Like, why when you see a fucking animal that you can't get, you still acting like the animal's there, but the animal's fucking gone. You still pacing and fucking doing that dumb shit. Like, stuff like that. I was like, I don't like that shit. So me seeing like, okay, this boy got very intense. Like, he's very intense and he's very driven. And when he see me, he want to bite. You know what I'm saying? Like, he want to bite. You know what I mean? He's on that shit. So with this whole week, I just been trying to size energy, and I get him, and I get him to look at me, and I can tell that he's like confused, right? Because like in his mind, he's like, like rah, he's on that, he's on the shit. He's with all the shit. He with all of it. But then he see my energy, and I'm not responding. I'm not giving him the energy that he want. It's kind of like the prey, right? Do you know the dog get on the prey fucking fights, or the prey fucking make noises and shit. And that makes the dog even more like, yeah. I'm giving that Husa, calm. He biting the shit out of me. Now, he not trying to hurt me, but he doing like how he would do with his brothers and sisters and shit. You know what I mean? How they get down and they do their little thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he trying to dominate me, but I'm giving him the energy. So anyway, long story short, I look at my Formula One Bulldogs, and man, oh man, shout out to the ones who's getting a piece of that blood, because nobody else will get it unless the coach ever cooks it up in the future, which I might not. But anyway, I'm very proud of them Formula One Bulldogs, man. The future is bright with them. The future is bright, and if as they mature and they show me other stuff that I want to see, you know, I might add them to my bull herder program too. You know, especially if that boy Tiger Shark, if I can get that boy to control himself, how intense and how how with all of it he is, how amazing how amazing that boy looks. All of them look great though. All of them look great. I did a great job in the lab, but man, man, when you see, it's like you having 1,000 horsepower race car, but you haven't tuned it up yet. But you're like, damn, if I could tune it, I get all the traction down. Oh shit. Oh shit. The numbers that I will do. If I can just tune that motherfucker up. Oh my God. So man, shout out to the lab. Shout out to the Formula One Bulldogs. Shout out to whoever's getting theirs. You know what I'm saying? Thank me later. That's right. But anyway, man, like I said, solid week. God is good. And yeah, man, we're gonna cook up tonight. We're gonna cook up tonight. The topic, which I'm gonna put on the ticker before I drop the link for those who are qualified. Okay. Let me put that shit up here real quick. Hold on. Okay. So, what is the difference between an artist and a dog breeder? That's what we're gonna talk about tonight. Okay. What is the difference between an artist and a dog breeder? You feel me? Okay, this is something that yeah, I want to elaborate on, and I want my panel to elaborate on this too before I start to cook on it. But yeah, something that we should talk about and something that we should comprehend, as dogman engineers. You know what I mean? This is for us dogman engineers. Okay, not everybody qualify for our classroom. Y'all know that shit. Not everybody qualify for our class. But for those of us who do qualify, that's in here, this is like that food for thought. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that link, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna cook tonight. We're gonna cook tonight. That's right, man. But I mean, shit, our classroom, we stay cooking. You know what I'm saying? We stay cooking on them topics. That things that make you go, make you ponder, make you scratch your dome, like, yeah, okay, shit, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, that's the point. Oh, okay. I'm glad we talked about this. But hey, I dropped the link. If you qualified, hit that damn link and get up here on the panel so we can cook. Nell Mac, big salute to you, Nell Mac. Abla bang bang. Yeah, Abla bang bang. Hey, he got some shit over there, man. Abla bang bang got some shit over there, man.
Yes,
Duro?
dude. What up, coach?
What's good with you, Duro?
Oh man, it's another day, so we blessed.
I know God is good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, even when things go bad in your life, God is still good, huh?
As long as you keep your head up. Yep.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What up, ready?
Salute, y'all.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. Salute, and more salutes. But yeah, that boy Abla, man, Abla got AR-15 band dog.
Yep.
Okay.
Red
Abla got Roman times Prima Donna, the Formula One band dog. Okay.
Yep.
And that boy got him a red tiger, son, which is, I mean, shit, damn near one of the best, if not the best. I'm not gonna give you the best yet until that nigga grow up. But at the same time, that boy got him one over there that's just a freak over there. He a freak, and he got the drive, and he got the courage. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. You got man, Eddie. Hey, and Abla Bang Bang is a young lad, man. I think that boy, 21? Abla Bang Bang, you 21 now, right, man? Shit.
Yeah, he is younger.
With 3 top tier freaking dogs for his program, early bird.
But he got the knowledge too.
I mean, bro, when you his age, and see, he remind me of us, right? Because see, I had his vision honestly when I was 8. So it didn't surprise me that when he reached out to me a few years ago, and he was telling me how old he was. It wasn't a surprise that he knew what he was wanting. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when he came with his money. A lot of people talk about it like, hey, but then he came with his bread. So, and that's why he got the dogs that he got right now, man. So salute to you, Abla. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much love to him, man. I'm a big fan of him. I tell him all the time. We talk all the time. He got good vision, man. He got good vision.
Yeah, he was fucking with Master of All Bullshit, aka Master of All Bulldogs. And he was telling me, man, he was like, yo, I was trying to buy I don't know if it was a Neo or something that nigga was wolfing that he was trying to sell him, but he was like $9 grand or something stupid. I was like, what?
That dude's still around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he a little slow, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know what I mean? And that's not a diss. I just think he kind of slow, you know what I'm saying? Like mentally, like not really in tune, because it seemed like what he be pushing don't make any sense. So it's like either your brain ain't comprehending and using your logic on what you're trying to push, or you just like trolling or something. I don't know.
He's wild.
Yeah. He said he tried to charge him 10 grand for a Neo and never showed me the Neo. Like, nigga try to be like, wow. But you know what he probably thought? He probably thought you was woofing because you probably was a young cat. You know what I'm saying? So he probably hit you with a crazy number, knowing damn well that you wasn't going to buy nothing. But at the same time, how you going to say you got a Neo and don't got it? You know what I'm saying? So.
I don't like how
somebody said he was in recovery.
Like recovery or what?
From like drugs or something. That's what somebody said. They said that's why his jaw crooked.
Well, I mean, he do look like he got that meth jaw.
Yeah.
I mean, that do look kind of methamphetamine-ish, but that's allegedly. I'm not gonna, put nothing on the dude that he's not doing it. But when that jaw,
I don't know. That's what somebody was saying. Though.
Yeah, but when that jaw move around like that, that's kind of like a methamphetamine type draw.
Yay, jaw.
You know what I mean? So I can't really say it, but either way, he's not really all there. And that's on him, though, especially when he talking 10 grand for a Neo that he don't got. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But man, let's cook. Man, let's cook. And I like you guys to kind of start off with the topic before I get in there and start to cook on it or whatever. But like what is the difference between an artist and a dog breeder? Like just that title. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says hey, you an artist, when it comes to creating dogs, or you're a dog breeder when it comes to you making dogs. Like, is there a difference? Obviously there is, but like, what does that mean to you guys? Whoever wants to kick off first.
You want to go first, Dora?
Yeah, sure. The difference to me is an artist is like you, coach. An artist is a guy that has a vision. Abla Bang Bang, he's an artist too because he got vision on what you want to do and what you see coming. When you put your cook-ups together, that's an artist. Because most of the time, if you're a really good breeder, I mean, it's kind of the same because you breed dogs, but it's an artistry part of it. So like
Right.
when you really cook it up the way that you vision it, and then God blesses you with what you was thinking in your mind from your notes, and like you say, draw it up in my lab, and when you see it come to light and come to life, and you like, man, so I predicted that he had his head, or she had his head, or a whole litter had this head, or this structure, or this this much muscle or whatever. That's where the artistry come from. Where a dog breeder is more so, they're breeding for a standard. They're
Right.
breeding to stay within the standard of the breed, to keep it as pure as they can, to continue to make that breed better. That's what a good dog breeder would do. So that's what I think.
I like that. I like that, man.
I like
I like
that
that a
one
lot.
too.
What about you, Ready?
I say an artist paints pictures. They got a craft, like just like what Duro said, like you and Abla, and then even
Even you.
fully functional. Yeah, me too. Duro, everybody.
Duro too, yeah.
Yeah. So like we got a vision with a goal at the end of it, and we're trying to make something and with combinations. So yeah, the artist has to breed, but for the vision, not for the paper.
Right, right. Oh, y'all hitting the
So
nails on the head.
yeah, so the artist is looking for those summifications within what what it, what am I visioning? Like, oh, I wanted to have this type of head, I wanted to have this type of body, these legs, this build. Whereas the breeder, yeah, they're breeding for the standard, and it doesn't matter what kind of dog it is, and they looking for a profit, and they're always looking for a profit by any means necessary.
Mm.
Mm.
That's dead on it. Y'all hit the head. Hey, y'all hit the nail on the head, man. Straight out the gate. Home run. I'm saying home run.
Yeah.
Everything you guys said is 1,000% correct. You know, like my take on it is like I was telling y'all when I came in the dog, you know, I was a virgin, right? Madonna, man, touched for the very first time. I had an idea, but you know, I didn't know really what direction I was going to go with my idea. And you know, we go and we watch people's you know, content, and you know, you might read some books and you kind of like get, you know, ideas from other people, and then you know, people who are influencers at the time for me, you know, they was woofing about the reality of making dogs. So they, you know, they was basing everything on pedigrees. And shout out to you, Duro, for your show on pedigrees. You feel me? But you know, I was, you know, me coming new into the game, you know, I was believing in pedigrees, and you know, I was believing in purple ribbon and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was believing in, you know, and like I said, this is just my story, so I got, you know, I got to tell it from my perspective. But I was believing in the ADBA and all that shit. So everything I wanted, everything I bought from there on, even early bird back in '98, was papered up. You know what I'm saying? So I was cooking in my mind based off of what I was learning from other dog breeders. Now,
Mm-hmm.
some of those dog breeders were artists before I knew the difference between artists and dog breeders, but then they was not going to tell you what pencils they use, what paint brushes they were using, and what actual paint they was using. What, you know what I mean? They're not going to tell you what they used to create the art, but they was promoting the papers, how I bred it. If your dog is bred this way, then you should be able to cook this way. You know what I mean? So coming in the game, I wasn't an artist. I was trying to become a dog breeder because I was like new to breeding dogs, and I was tapping to other people who was breeding dogs and people who had dogs that I liked, and you know, listening to what they might have told us before, you know, we found out the truth over time, before I found out the truth. So as I was experimenting in my walk as a dog breeder, and I bought my few dogs, and I bought them papered, and you know, I was looking at my scroll, and I had the long scroll, and I'm like learning pedigrees, and I'm watching everything. Like I'm like learning, okay, this dog, I'm trying to find these dogs, but of course I couldn't. But I can find a few of them, but I can't find, this is before everything damn near is on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out the mathematics for myself, and I'm putting dogs together. Now, unbeknownst to me, just by me just having a vision of dogs, and then also asking the right questions when I talked to the people I was buying dogs from, I bumped my head on some quality dogs early when I first started. I just kind of bumped my head, you know what I'm saying? And that was before I knew about hybrid vigor and all the shit that we know now about breeding and stuff like that. So I'm getting all these dogs. I'll make sure they're papered. Are they papered? Cool. That's all I need. Are they papered? Cool. Hey, tell me about the dog. The dog got drive. Okay, the dog's gonna be this probably big. Okay, cool. It's gonna have muscle. Okay, cool. Like little basic shit like that. Colors, cool. All right, cool. Boom. Virgin, Madonna, I'm buying. Now I'm cooking dogs. I'm cooking. I'm breeding. We'll call breeding because that's before we knew about the cook up. I was breeding them. Okay, I got this dog, that dog. Me and my partner getting involved. We're gonna breed. We breed, we get our dogs. We don't really know what we're going to get. We just experiment, don't know shit. I got paper dogs. Boom. Get my shit, keep my shit. Cool. Don't know how it's going to grow up. Don't know nothing. I'm just a breeder. I don't know shit. There's no art to what I'm doing. I just bought dogs, believed in what I was told by the breeder, cooked them up, crossed my fingers, got whatever I got, kept whatever I kept, and kept it moving. But my whole movement, my whole push when I was first starting was, it's paper. It's purple ribbon. It's got this dog, and that dog, and this dog in it. So then my friends, and that's who I pretty much, off the ones that I keep to, was all my friends and shit like that. They just was like, oh, they paper. They don't know. They don't give a fuck about all them other dogs. They don't know them, right? So I could say all that shit, but they don't know. They're like, yo, you got a cool dog. I like it, man. How much man? I want one of those. Cool. Wait, you gonna give me the jug? Cool. I give them the jug. Cool. They get a dog. So I'm coming in as a dog breeder before I understood what the difference between an artist and a dog breeder truly is. Now, fast forward in my dog man experience and my dog man career, if you want to call it that shit. Then I get a dog from my partner who spent top tier dollars on a Muggeston dog, which, they was, Muggeston Pit Bull Farms was big back in early 2000s, mid 2000s. They was huge. They was getting all the NBA players, all the shit. They had a dog named Blue Boogie Monster and shit that I fell in love with. My partner, who, he was one of the one-up kind of cats. Cats that kind of one-up you and shit like that. You tell him about something that he want to make sure he one-up on. You know what I'm saying? You got to some of them friends and shit like that. He's one of those. Like, man, this is dog. Man, they going 10,000 a puppy and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is back in 2005. One nigga's like, oh yeah, and he got some, he got some money to spend. So he went ahead, researched and reached out to him and bought a male and a female and shit. The nigga spent like 20. So I'm like, damn. But he's my partner, and I got him into dogs. So he's like, hey, coach, whenever when I breed him and shit, I'm gonna grandfather you in at 1,500. I'm like, oh, that's love, right? And he honored it too. So I got me a piece of that blood. So now I'm like, okay, now I get the pedigree. Now I'm like, oh, I gotta cook like this. Because if I cook like this, then I should at least get half. I should at least get 5,000 a puppy if I cook, because none of my partners got it, other than my partner who got the bread, who blessed me at 1,500. So now I got this dog. Check this out. Now I got this dog that I got for 1,500, but that's a $10,000 dog. None of my niggas got it, but all my niggas know about the blood. So I got it, and they like, oh my God, how you get that? Not only that, I'm good with the dogs. That's why I'm the dog guy. So I got my dog on that extra credit. I got him on that rah, rah, rah. Now my partners have dogs too, because we all into dogs at that time in 2005 and shit like that. All of them had dogs. Some of my partners got red nose. Some of my dogs got pits. Some of my dogs got some bullies and shit. Like, we all into dogs, me and my partners. So I came up with this dog. They know where it came from. They know how much money it costs. But I got it for 15. I got it for the jug. But not only that, I put my spirit in that dog. So now that dog is, now we competing and doing that other shit. You know what I mean? We letting them hit all the other shit, all that playful shit. Now that dog is showing that drive that I like, that performance. So not only is it looking crazy, but it's got the drive. So I'm thinking, based off the pedigree, I can cook these dogs up the way the pedigree read and make that type of money. Right? So like you were saying, ready? You breed as a breeder, you breed for the, standard, whatever that standard of that dog is, and the money. Yep. So I'm thinking, okay, based off of this standard of this type of dog, based off my dogs I already cooked, I mixed this top tier dog that I bought, I got for 1,500. But my shit, ooh-wee, I'm gonna get some shit, and I'm gonna be able to at least get 5 bands for the shit, because all my partners don't got it. So I get it, I cook it, you know what I'm saying, and I give my partners the jug too. I give them 1,500, sell them all out, easy, 1,500, boom, sell them all to them. So now I'm like, okay, damn it, man, I'm just cooking. I cook the pedigree up. I tell my partners, hey, it's this blood and that blood. They go to do the research. Damn, them dogs are going for 10 grand. Hey, give me 15. Well, that's it. Yeah, man, 1,500. Cool. I'm selling them all. I'm selling them off the shelf, nigga. As soon as the breeding comes, all of them gone. So now I'm like, oh, okay, damn, I got this breeding shit down pat. You know what I'm saying? I promote this pedigree. I promote this dog, and it should give me the money that I want. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm low key in the game as a breeder. I'm not calling myself a breeder because I'm doing it for me, and then whatever else is left, my partners get, because it's that easy. You know what I'm saying? Because we all dogmen around me. All of us are into dogs and shit. So whatever I keep is mine. My partners is getting the rest. So now I'm like, all right, fast forward. Coach like, damn, I need to get a property. You know, I'm taking this breeding shit seriously. Like this shit damn near too easy. This is something I wanted to do a long time ago. I got a way to move my product because I got top tier genetics. I got top tier pedigree, but I'm selling it for the jug. Easy. Get my property. Right? This is before I understood the art of this shit now, y'all. I'm learning. Then I'm like, okay, my vision expands. Like, okay, now I'm gonna get a property. Now I'm gonna think about other shit. Now I want to do other shit. Now I want to, make a bigger type dog. I want a bigger bone. I want a bigger head. I want a high performance drive. I want all these things. That's when I told y'all I went on that DNA shopping spree. Right. Y'all remember I was telling y'all about that. So I go on this DNA shopping spree because I got a couple of dollars. I get my property. Like, okay, I'm about to do dogs for real though. Now I'm gonna go back to where I was 8. So then I tap into buff dogs, like I was telling y'all in the past about buff dogs, and start talking to them about, like other shit that they was doing, and start picking their brain because I want to buy dogs. But I made sure, like I was telling y'all too before, like I made sure that I wasn't perceived as a window shopper, because people like them get calls all the time because they're very popular. So they can, answer your call, but mine was just more so an email, and just by luck and the grace of God, I was able to connect because I came with my money talking first. I said, hey, I want to buy something. Let me know if you got something. If you don't, just keep me in touch. They hit me because they had something. Then when I was on the phone with the lady, I was letting her know right on the phone, I'm buying. I'm a buyer. I'm not somebody just want to ask you questions. I have money to buy. You got the dogs. I don't even sight unseen. I want to buy. Are they yours? I've been a fan since 2005. I'm buying. So she already knew that I was a buyer. So then once she knew that, you already know when people know you're ready to spend money, they're gonna open up to you. And so from there on, I'm always a question asker. This is where I'm developing my understanding of the art of it. So I'm asking questions to get answers that I don't have no clue about, because now I got money and now people talking. Now I'm talking to breeders who got years of experience and they want to share with me because I'm spending now. See, it's different. Different from your partner spent the bread. He just knew he's a one-up kind of cat. He get it because, he got the money, but he ain't you when it comes to dogs. Now I'm in a position where I'm spending, but I'm me. So now I'm asking the breeder all these questions, and they're willing to give me all the answers now. Now I'm understanding, okay, there's more to this breeding than I thought it was, because now they're telling me about dogs. They're telling me about what a band dog is I never heard of. They're telling me about their bulldog program. They're telling me about the pluses and the minuses and all the things that you're going to deal with as a dog man or dog woman when you're starting to really have a breeding program. I didn't have a program back then. I was creating one. I didn't have a program. I didn't even understand what a program was at that time. But I tapped into a breeder who had a program, who was like, okay, this motherfucker ain't over here woofing and playing around. This cat got bread. He told me off the top, he's spending with me. So, okay, cool. Shit, we need that bread. Talk. Let's talk. So then now I'm understanding what goes into a program, because now they are sharing with me their program. So I'm like, okay, damn, there's a lot. Oh, shit, what? This, that? Okay, shit, you added this, tried that, wanted to use this. This dog ain't that. This dog didn't work. This dog died of this. This dog didn't make that. Your client bought this, wanted this, but didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things. Now I'm like on a crash course. I'm learning fast. So as I told y'all with my band dog program, the reason why I was ahead in my band dog program is because I was able to buy somebody's foundation band dog program that was already established. I didn't come in Madonna like a virgin with the band dogs. I bought the formula already cooked. See, it was like buying the Colonel Sanders fucking recipe. All I had to do was add my herbs and spices to Colonel Sanders' herbs and spices. That's how I came in the game with the band dogs. Okay. But I had to get a crash course lesson about band dogs. And what was allowing me to get that was I came with my money and I came with the right conversation, asking the right questions because I have a brain about dogs. I have ideas about dogs. It wasn't like, hey, I want to make money. I just want to breed dogs. No, I want to create dogs. So, hey, what do you have on tap? What kind of dogs do you have? Do you have any straws? Oh, you do? I want to buy this, but how much? Can I, what? And I bought. So then from there on, now I got some game now. Now I'm like, okay, there's more to this dog shit than just breeding and money. I can actually create dogs. There's this thing called a band dog. I never knew nothing about it until I talked to them. Oh, I mean I can mix dogs with no prejudice? You mean that's what you did? Oh, cool. Let me cook. Let me get all right, cool. So fast forward to that. I got the DNA, got some other dogs I bought. Now I'm in my lab mentally now. Now I'm in the mental lab now. Now I got a lab mentally. I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? So as I'm mentally thinking about it, as I got all these type dog DNAs and stuff like that, now I'm trying to put certain dogs together. I'm mixing my genetics with some other genetics that I bought. Now I'm thinking about how I'm going to make a band dog. Now I got these bulldogs. Now I got, these what I call them, Rocky Mountain Bulldogs, which is Red Tiger and his brother. I got all these different type dogs. Based off of these dogs that I got, now I'm trying to figure out, okay, how I'm going to cook them. As I experiment in the lab, there is where the art comes now, you guys. This is where the art part of it comes, not breeding. It's the art. Okay, what's going to be my band dog? I'm not trying to take buff dog shit and do buff dog shit. No, I just wanted the DNA because I was a fan. I want to make my own shit. So how do I do that? So what I did is I went in my mind. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to take this, that, this, the third. I put a vision together in my mind of what that dog would look like if I mixed them. Okay. Not, okay, how much am I going to make from it? Not, okay, what does this pedigree say? I didn't think of it like that. What am I going to put together? How's it going to look? What is the temperament going to be like? Looked in my notes. Remember what Jackie and them told me about their dogs? I was like, well, shit, if I throw my pit bull in that motherfucking Red Bull, I'm going to get some shit because they don't got pit bull in their shit. They got German Boxer, American Bulldog, Neapolitan Mastiff in their foundation. They don't have my pit bull in that shit. So once I put my pit bull in that shit, then, it was an experiment now. It's the art. Not pedigree now. It's just the art. I'm going to throw my pit bull in that shit because I worked hard for my pit bull program. I got it. Got some good shit. Let me see what that does. And then, AR-15, Nina 9, Prima Donna, Silver Bullet. And y'all see what those dogs look like. So then that's when I started understanding, okay, there's more to this shit than just breeding. There's more to this dog shit than just the pedigree. Because when I was following pedigrees, this is just my shit. Because I breed performance dogs. I wasn't getting what I saw in the pedigree. And most of the shit in the pedigree, I didn't even know. Couldn't find the dogs. As far as like seeing what they look like. I don't know the breeders from, they don't got the breeders' numbers in the pedigree and shit. So I couldn't call the breeder up like, hey, man, how was that dog bred? What was that dog like? So there's no formula notes in my pedigree. Like formula. The formula that I got was when I talked to the breeder. And they told me mathematically what to look for. Like what to expect. And then I just took that and put it in my notes. And then from there, did what I had to do. So in a nutshell, what I experienced in my journey from buying dogs, having genetics, having semen, having ideas, experimenting in the lab, producing dogs, seeing dogs, like not knowing what I'm going to get, understanding vigor, understanding inbreeding, understanding line breeding, understanding all these things by experimentation, also watching other people in the lab too, watching other people do their programs. So that's what we do. We learn from others. Then I understand, no, there's an art to this shit. There's a true art to producing top level dogs, not just dogs that are like what you were saying, ready, the standard, or dogs that are just, okay, let's say other people's bloodlines that you can follow using the pedigree. You can follow other people's formula using the pedigree now. But we already understand if you really cook in the way we trying to cook, you gotta take a coin, flip that bitch, and say true or false, and hopefully it'll land on true with that. Okay. So if we know that it's 50-50 if we gonna really get what the pedigree say. Okay. Okay. Hey, shout out to Reddy though, man. He sent me some stuff, man. He sent me some stuff about somebody that's very famous. There's a lot of discrepancies in this dog game now. Ain't that right, Reddy?
Facts, man.
Okay. So this is what we got to talk about as scientists and shit. Dog man or dog women engineer. We don't deal with that discrepancy shit because we really in the lab cooking. We let the lab notes tell us what we got. We don't let other breeders, unless you trust them. We don't let pedigrees, unless you trust it, unless you know the dogs, like the coach always tell y'all, 1, 2, 3 generations. You know those dogs top and bottom, follow it. That means you know what they look like, their temperaments, their health, all the shit that Duro be preaching, all that shit, You know that shit, then you use that formula. Okay? If you know it. If you don't know that shit, take that shit, ball it up, throw it in the fucking fire, burn it. Because you're gonna be lost in the sauce. Because the sauce ain't, it's not that perfect recipe. You're not gonna get that lemon pie the way mama made it if mama didn't give you the right ingredients. And there's a lot of people who get dogs from other people that got other shit going on that is faulty. And us as consumers buying the genetics, we don't know the turmoil and the fuckery in that shit. We don't know it. We only find out later on. Okay, like, oh shit, that shit was a scam the whole time. And then they be telling on each other. Ain't that right, Reddy?
Yep.
How it always is. It's like in the streets. The squad tell on the squad. Same thing with these dogs. That's how I was woke up about the bully gang. Terrell Quincy was telling on Dave Wilson. Who else was telling on Dave Wilson? Shit, what's my man's name? Bobby Deans was telling on Dave Wilson. Chris Moore was telling on Dave Wilson.
Damn.
It is what it is, man. You know how it goes. Nigga make it to the top. They not there. Niggas feel some type of way. Then they start telling us as the low level, the spectators, they start telling us the fucking secrets. Now we like, damn, I thought it was this and I thought it was that. I thought it was this and like Snoop was saying, like this and like that and like this. I thought it was like this and like that and like this and nah, it wasn't. But see, we don't depend on what other people say. We depend on what we do.
But I mean, it's also a flip side to that too, right? Because even if you buy a dog with no papers, you still don't know what was really in that dog either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like hypothetically speaking, like I don't know you got a dog from Buff Dogs. You said that, but I don't know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the pedigrees. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could say, like, oh, this dog is this bloodline, but I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? It's like both ways on either side.
Let me answer that, Duro. You're right about that. But see, for me though, if you know Buff Dogs, you know I got dogs from Buff Dogs. That's what I'm saying. If you know Buff Dogs, then you know that dog came from Buff Dogs. Because you know why? Because when you see that dog, nobody else had that dog. And if you were somebody who was in tune with Buff Dogs, you would know that's a Buff Dog. Because that's motherfuckers tell me who know Buff Dogs. That's a Buff Dog. Mm-hmm. So you gonna know when you see the dog that is that dog. Now watch this though. If you get a dog from, let's say, Red Lion, but nobody knows you really got it from Red Lion, and you promote it as a Red Lion dog, right? Then somebody can be like, you know what? I don't believe it. But then what you do is you say, okay, you don't believe it. Let me go talk to my man over there at Red Lion and shit. And he will tell you that shit. But see, a lot of motherfuckers can't do that. Can't say go and reference whoop the whoop, and you can go do that. That's my point. If I can do your checks and balances, we good. Right. I'll tell you right now. Let's say, Dory, like, man, you ain't got no Red Bull semen. I'm like, oh yeah, go call Jackie up. That's what I'll tell you. Go call Jackie up and tell her, ask her how much I spent on that Red Lion, on that Red Bull semen. That's what I would tell you. Then what you gonna do? You probably not gonna call it because I'm gonna call you bluff. Mm-hmm. These cats, Duro, they not gonna do that. They're not even gonna give you the time of day to question them. Now, watch this though. I'm gonna give you one even better. What matters is the dog anyway. Now, watch this too. We already talked about this in previous classrooms. Just because you got the dog don't mean it can produce itself or better. We already talked about that too. Mm-hmm. So if my pedigree says A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's the formula. I buy the dog. The breeder don't give me no game and says, you know what? Hey, the pedigree is what it is, right? Believe me, that's pedigree what it is. Respect. But reality is it's a 50-50 chance you might not produce what's in this pedigree. They're not going to tell you that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I agree.
That's what I'm saying, Duro. See, we using our common sense where it's like, okay, if I'm gonna buy a dog, just give me the truth at least. Can I if I'm gonna spend 10,000 or whatever that I'm spending, can I get the truth? Tell me that I might not produce what's in this pedigree. Because you've had situations where you got dogs from top tier pedigree that you didn't produce. You don't tell me, hey man, this is top tier pedigree, buy this shit. I'm charging you 20 grand because of this pedigree. Then I get the shit, I cook with it, and it don't produce. And that's what happens when you cooking, not as an artist, but as a breeder. Because then you following these things and you believing in it. And if you don't have no experience in it, you're not gonna, you're gonna be disappointed. If you have experience, you're not, you're gonna take that pedigree with a grain of salt. Yep. But we know at the end of the day, that doesn't guarantee that I'm gonna get what's behind it, even if it's true or false. That's all I'm saying. You follow what I'm saying when it comes to that? Now, like what you were saying, again, like you said, how would you know that you got Buff Dogs, Coach? I'm gonna tell you, go call her up. That's what Coach is gonna tell you. You don't believe me? Go email her and say, hey, did you sell her? Da-da-da-da-da? Now she probably won't even answer you because who are you? In her mind, like, who the fuck is you? But if you was able to have contact, let's say if you was somebody who dealt with her, let's say you was skeptical, like, damn, I tried to get a Red Bull straw, I couldn't get it. How did this nigga get it? You know how motherfuckers get it. How did this nigga get it? And then you knew her, and you hit her up. Hey, did you holler at Coach over there, Formula One Bulldogs, and say, yeah, that nigga bought woo woo. Now you're gonna look stupid as fuck because I'm gonna tell you to do it. Both motherfuckers gonna tell you, hey, no, they're gonna ignore you and shit. Fuck you, I ain't gonna give you her number because they don't want to get exposed. Right. But see, in this dog game, motherfuckers ain't honest. First of all, they think they're bigger than you, so they won't even give you the time of day to question them. They do that to each other. So all I'm saying is the difference between the two, okay, an artist and the dog breeder is, let's say the dog breeder depends on that type, standard type, like we were talking about, pedigree type, stuff like that. They're breeding bloodlines. They're cookie cutter with their breeding program. They're just breeding what other people set for you to breed, and you breed. Artists uses their brain and their ideas and their visions and shit.
Freestyle.
And they fuck. It was not necessarily a freestyle. Now remember, everything we do is calculated. We you know what
I'm saying? Calculated, but we still dreaming about the process. We're dreaming about what we're gonna build and create.
We taking what we see with the dogs, man. And then we testing what we see in the dogs to see if what we see in the dogs will produce an offspring. There's the art of it. You take the dog, you assess it. Oh, shit, this shit. Oh, this dog. Oh, you see all the shit. You want to see the attributes. You put it in your notes. Okay, this shit makes sense. You look at the female, whatever. You put it in your notes. We understand vigor. We understand line breeding. We understand inbreeding. It's all in our formula. Now it's time for the artistry to work. Now we start cooking. Now we get in the lab. We start cooking and mixing and whatever. And then we get the offspring and then we assess them. Then we taking our notes. And then we seeing it. Then we taking those offspring with those top tier genetics and then we cooking them up to see which one produces, because the best one that we see performance-wise, phenotypical-wise, genotypical-wise may or may not be a producer.
Facts.
I don't care how good that pedigree looks. And I'm not saying it to knock a pedigree. So understand, Duro, understand this. I'm not saying that shit to knock a pedigree, because if you blessed enough to get a pedigree with the right formula and that shit cooked, then you ahead of the curve. So salute to you if you got that.
Right.
I'm just saying, for me, I ain't never got that. Me personally, I've never got that. I got a whole bunch of pedigrees in there. And I don't cook off of it. Me personally, I don't cook off of it because I'm not. That shit could be a lie as a motherfucker, just for me. But if that dog that I have, like you got Bane, Duro, and regardless of who his parents is and great grandparents is, if Bane can outproduce his great parents, his grandparents, fuck what's behind Bane. Bane is the nigga. It's the Bane bloodline now.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Bang line, because we see that in game pit bulls all day long. They skip once that dog is a top tier dog and it produces, it's Mayday line now.
Yeah.
Look at Daddy Yeller and all them niggas, even though his daddy's his top now, it's Mayday line, because you know what? It's Mayday now. Mayday's the producer. And so for us as artists, we have to see it that way. We got to see the dogs as our paintbrushes and our pencils and whatever. We got to see the dogs like that. And then if you have control over those genetics and you have control over that pedigree, then you just do that for your own record personally to show, okay, this is the pencil that I use, this dog, this is the pen that I use, that dog, this is the color. Like, that's for your record to say, I use this dog and I use that dog to produce this dog.
Right.
And I use this dog and that dog. Like that's for us to be like, okay, this is the genetic equation that I use, but I didn't know what I was going to get out of it, because that's where God comes in. We just freestyling when it comes to that part ready. You know what I'm saying? That's what we freestyling, where it's like, what's going to come out of that? That's a freestyle, because we don't know.
Don't know.
We just crossing our fingers and praying that our mathematical equation genetically, our artistry, our vision makes sense in these productions. And if we are blessed enough to get 2 out of the fucking 10 or whatever, 3 out of the 10, because we want freaks, man. So if God bless him with 2 freaks out of a 10 piece, man, shit, home run for us, because we know how hard it is to get 1 freak.
Right.
Yeah.
Yet alone 2, yet alone 3. Okay. Now, if we trying to produce the same cookie cutter type dogs and we're not raising the bar, then shit, inbreed that motherfucker all you want. Follow somebody's formula all you want if you're trying to produce the same dogs. But when you're an artist, that's not what we're trying to produce. It's like, if you buying fucking $1 million art from me, you know my style, but you buying different pieces. You ain't trying to buy the same piece for fucking more money and shit. Like, nigga, I bought that piece fucking last year for fucking 10 million. Right. Now you want 20 million for the same shit?
Yeah, you got to change the canvas now.
You got to show me a little something. I like your style. That's why I'm fucking with you, but can I get something else? That's where the art come in as a dog man versus, okay, I'm breeding this, I'm breeding a whole bunch of AKs. Knowing damn well I'm not going to get it. But hey, they damn near look like AKs. But then to you as a consumer, you're like, well, damn, I already done bought like 2 or 3 of them AKs. When you going to do something different, coach?
Exactly.
So there's an artist and there's dog breeders. There's very few artists when it comes to these type, especially performance dogs, because it's harder to create a performance dog versus a show dog. It's easier to produce a structurally sound, looking type, phenotypical type show dog. That's easy. It's hard to produce a dog that look good and performs better than it looks. Temperament wise, performance wise, drive, all that shit. That's just hard because you got to think of a complete dog.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Coach.
Go ahead.
So, all right, so you got AK. Now,
Yes, sir.
AK is directly off of Gunner, right?
Yes, he's off a Gunner.
And AK comes from Lion's Lair, right?
Correct.
So AK, I was looking at AK, I was looking at Gunner, right? So AK looked like Gunner, right?
Not a twin, no.
No, I'm not saying identical, but I'm saying you can see the future. You can see him in the dog.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what I'm saying is why you think AK can produce himself? Like, because we see Chopper the Man Stopper, right? That's his son, right? In Black Hawk.
Yes, sir.
So those dogs kind of look like him. Now they're not as big as him as he is, but well, I don't know. I'm just going by the videos and the pictures.
Not as big as he is. You're right.
So why you think you can't produce like that muscle and that big dog like him?
So this is the reason why I would say I can't. Now
Okay.
I can say I can produce a variant of him because I already did with Outcross.
Mm-hmm.
Now the only way I can produce an even closer variant is I got to take him to like his daughter, who looks similar to him, like I was planning to do with Draca.
Right.
Now, that's where the freestyle come in. Do I know that's going to really work? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could, because my probability of taking like genes to like genes will raise my, my production, to more of a higher percentage of AKs. However, I don't necessarily know. Now, watch this. I would bet that it would be more than likely that I will be able to produce a variant of him more like him if I take him to his daughter, because he did that with every different outcross that wasn't a part of his bloodline.
Okay.
Now, watch this too. There's another part of AK. It's not just Gunner, but it's his mama. Okay? AK is a blend between his mama and his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, he produces a variant of who he is, which is his mama and his daddy. So then for me, as knowing who is a producer or who is not, Gunner's daddy is not a producer to me. I done seen all his variants of his dogs. I done seen them. They was nothing like Gunner, for one. AK has a variant of his daddy, but he's not Gunner. AK is like, you can see a resemblance, but AK is taller than his daddy. He's bigger than his daddy. You know what I'm saying? He's not his daddy, even though you could like, oh, that's the Gunner's son. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, can Gunner produce like, let's say, King Murdoch, his daddy? No. So would I say Gunner's a producer? No, he's not. If you produce one dog, that's not good enough. You produce two dogs, that's not good enough. You got to produce multiple dogs. Like, motherfuckers got to know, like, yo, that's a producer. If I cook them to any type of bitch, whether it be a red bitch, outcross bitch, I'm producing a variant of that dog, whether it be a small dog, medium dog, large dog, whether it be this breed, that breed, or, like, that's what, for me, tells me if a dog's producer. There's no one-offs for me, two-offs. Maybe if I got 4 out of fucking, 50 fucking puppies, that's not a producer for me.
Right.
So I have to see what that dog can produce, let's say with AK. So me taking him to his daughter, knowing that he can produce with other outcross type of dogs, then I'm saying, okay, my likelihood of producing a closer version of him is higher. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can bet on that, hoping that it will work. So that's how I would see it, Duro, if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
You know what I mean? But not every dog can do that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you do inbreed them, they're not every dog can do it. Because see, there's dogs that take more after the mama. So you can breed it to the daughter, but the mama's genes is more prevalent over that shit, and you still can't get a variant of that motherfucking that male you bred it to.
Yeah.
Like that shit plays too.
Yeah, true.
And that's why I say for us, it has to be an art. Because like I said, we'll get lost in, let's say, the formula that we read or some breeder tells us, we'll get lost in that unless we cook it up ourselves. See, when I was getting my information from Buff Dogs, they was telling me their experience. It's not mine. They're not cooking it like me. They cooked it like how they cooked it.
Right.
You know, they used their dogs, whatever they had, their vision, all that shit. They did how they did it, built how they built. I had my vision. I just took their foundation and cooked it my way. I didn't know what I was going to get, but based off the experiment that I did, I got what I got. And then based off of that, I cooked with it how I cooked with it. Okay. So it's still more for us. It's more of the vision. Like how you got your vision, Duro, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like your vision makes sense, but doesn't mean that you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And based off of your vision, yeah, we can look back and we say, okay, what's the grandparents look like? What's the great grandparents look like, etc. Right? And we can get an idea, which is great for our notes. Okay, based off of this, we should get that. And that does play in our lab notes. However, you know, fucking Bane might be something even, you know, Bane might even be something greater than what's behind him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying for us to understand the artistry of it. You know what I mean? It's like, even though we can understand what's behind, and hopefully we, let's say you like what's behind, you get a throwback, okay, and you wanted that, you got it, okay, cool, great. But if you like seeing bigger than that, like, yo, I'm seeing like how you seeing with what you're trying to produce with Bang, you see it greater than Bang. That's not behind Bang what you see,
right?
That's not Bang what you see. So even though that formula made Bang, right, as an artist, you thinking beyond that. So that means you got to get in the lab and start creating. You got to use your imagination.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
So that's what I'm telling y'all. The difference between what we talk about as an artist versus a dog breeder is if we just going back in time, Michael J. Fox, that's fine. That's cool. You can do that. People do that. People have their dogs. People breed their standards like y'all was talking about. People breed their blood, you know, past bloodlines. People do that, and that's fine. You're a dog breeder. That's cool. You got a good breeding program. That's great. But, you know, like, the art, you know what I'm saying? The next niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I'm talking about. That's who I want to be as a dog man. That's who I am as a dog man. I'm thinking, what's next?
Right.
When I have a Black Hawk, that AK son, but you know, he got his own wave. Like, for example, AK has his daddy, right? His daddy got his wave. Even though AK's daddy is famous, AK is famous too. AK got his own wave. There's no brother and sister of AK that is more famous than AK. Period.
Yeah.
So shout out to Lions Lair, right? Now, Lions Lair, I'm sure he wasn't thinking about that he was going to produce an AK, because if that was the case, then he would have kept him. He would have sold him to me.
Right.
Period, right? Lions Lair was thinking, I'm gonna get my money first, salute to him, then I'm gonna keep whatever dog I'm gonna keep, whichever one he kept, and that's that. That's cool. It is what it is. Okay, that's before the XL bully band, whatever the fuck they got going over there. But he had his own vision of why he cooked up. Okay, I just lucked out based off of what I wanted in a dog, and then that dog happened to be AK. So that's where I lucked out. That's my luck. However, that doesn't mean that AK was going to produce the way he produces, and that's where I really won. You know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers who had Secretariat. I guarantee they wanted Secretariat to produce himself, but he couldn't. He couldn't. That was a true freak, one of one.
So did he ask you why you chose AK in the first place, even though he was trying to sell you on the Black Pup?
Nah, man. He didn't think AK was gonna be what he was, you know what I'm saying? And then remember I told you too, is like in the beginning, I was giving him props, you know, shouting them out. Hey, shout out the Lions there, because as I'm building the campaign, I'm letting motherfuckers know where I got the dog from to give respect to the ones that cooked them, right?
Right.
But then I wasn't getting that from him. In return, like, hey, shout out to Coach, you know what I'm saying? He doing the great things with my boy AK. Like, he wasn't doing that, but then I'm getting all his boys from the UK following me, you know what I mean, giving me props, all that shit, but I'm not getting it from the breeder because now he's seeing that his people is fucking with me.
Yeah, he's done now.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, what? You don't want to, you know, give me my respect too, because I'm doing what you did with Gunner and all your dogs. I'm doing the shit with the dog you sold me. And then not only that, all your partners is following me and fucking with me. So now you don't want to give me the shine and the cosign no more. That's the shit that kind of baffled me. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you see me doing wonders with that shit. You should be like, yo, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's my boy Coach over there, man, over there, he doing his thing, man. And, you know, he saw me getting the shine and shit. Then he would start doing like little low key stuff, like he'll show AK as a puppy, like, yeah, man, I told, you know, this is what I told him when, you know, like he's doing little under stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like now he taking credit for the AK because everybody talking about him.
Yeah, I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, it's like, come on, family, like. All I did was show you love and tell send people your way, and that's your prerogative what you want to do. However, I read in between the lines like I'm getting too much shine. You didn't give me no fucking shout outs. All your people fucking with me because of what I'm campaigning with that dog, and I'm
See,
giving you no props.
I put the breeder I got banged from. I put my foot on his neck so much the nigga had to block me, man, because you know what I mean, he was trying. Oh, this boy, this, that, and the third. Yeah, he was first pick and all that. That's cool, but you know what I'm saying? You weren't talking about him. Now I got people looking at him and talking about him. Now this, that, and that. I hate that shit, man. I hate that shit.
Say you at least confronted his ass. You know what I'm saying? I just brushed it under the
Yeah.
rug. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
blocked. He blocked. Well, you know me, man. I'm gonna speak my mind, coach. Like, you know what I mean? So I rub people the wrong way because people think that, you know, when you got morals and you got standards and you stand on something, they think you try and be tough or you try and be this, that, and the third, but you just being a man. And ain't nothing wrong with being a man, you know what I mean?
Nah.
Right.
So
No, you're
you
right.
know.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, like you said, that's like, and like I say, Duro was like, I was the same way, Duro. You know what I'm saying? I just been dealing with that shit so long in my life with people. I just learned how to, do like Jesus did, turn the other cheek, and it kills them even more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's what I learned over time. You know what I mean? But I used to be the same way.
I'm practicing it.
No, it's a practice. Trust
It's
me, it's a practice, nigga. Because I didn't learn that shit overnight. You know what I'm saying? That
I,
shit.
I'll be listening to you when you be telling me all the time. All the time we talk, you be like, Doro, man. You know, I'll be listening to the game. Don't think it go in the air and out the other. But it's just it's hard sometimes, you know, especially sometimes when you grow up, you know, in your environment, you already aggressive. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like everybody from Philly aggressive. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you got that, you just have that you just got that so you know what I mean. So I kind of I'm learning how to be on social media and how to deal with different personalities and stuff like that, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, and yes, like I said, I learned a long time ago how to deal with it, and
Right.
then because I know how people are, they're not expecting you, especially when somebody's at the top of their wave and they're getting that attention that they've probably always got, or maybe they feel like they're the only ones that could get it, and then
Mhm.
they meet somebody who they don't know, who is them, and then can get it too, and
Mhm.
then not only that, learn right. And like I was telling y'all, even with Lion's Lair, I learned a lot by just watching how he fucking promoted his dogs. So I'm like, oh, I gotta promote my dogs like that. And that's when my shit shifted when I started promoting my dogs looking like top tier athletes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how he was promoting. I'm like, oh, I like that shit. That's what made me spend my bread. So I'm like, oh, my dogs gotta look like that. So I made sure my dogs was looking like top tier athletes, and that shit fucking catapulted my shit. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I'm sure he saw that. Oh, this nigga fucking peep gay. Now he got all my niggas fucking with him and shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? No, I can't give him even more shine because now he might get 150,000 followers. Now they might be trying to buy all AK dogs
Mhm.
versus buying dogs from me. So I get that part of the game, but at the same time, he's not going to tell me to
Right.
have no formula. He just had a vision as an artist. That's what I would say. He bought what he felt was the best dogs in the US, brought them over there to the UK. He got a market in the UK. He cooked them up based off his vision, his art, not pedigree. And he was doing crosses that everybody wanted because he was getting dogs that everybody wanted. He was crossing them. Toe Chain, y'all know that dog, that my man from Toe Chain and shit, the brother that got them Toe Chain dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, he bought that dog Proof from Homeboy from Toe Chain.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that dog is dope.
Yeah, that's a nice dog.
Okay. So he was doing the crosses that niggas out here in the States wasn't doing. That's what I peeped. I was like, oh, you taking everybody's top tier shit, and then you doing the crosses, getting that vigor out, and then you sell them to people over there in Europe. So, he was ahead of the curve when it came to that. Simon was.
I missed it, man. I got kicked off. What you were saying? Well, you don't gotta repeat yourself, but
no, I can repeat myself. So I was talking about how Simon from Lions Lair, right, was buying the best dogs that he felt, a lot of drivey dogs, right? So all these cats in the US, and then he was sending them overseas to Europe, and he was selling to all them boys in the UK and out there in Europe and shit. Czech Republic, they was buying all his dogs. Italy and all that shit, they was buying all his shit because he had the best shit. But what he was doing all the outcrosses. Maybe he knew about the vigor shit. Maybe he did. Maybe that was just his vision, taking the best dogs and crossing them, and he was selling them shits out, making stupid bread. And like I said, I was the only one in the U.S. that broke bread on the motherfucking dogs. All that shit was sold out all in Europe and shit. Just buying them all. But that's what he was telling me. Like, yo, you the only one in the U.S. with this shit. You know what I mean? So for me to have AK, I'm the only one in the United States with that shit.
Lit. That's crazy.
And that motherfucker can produce.
Winner.
Shit, nigga. Sign me up, man. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, AK. Watch it go. I did a post. That last post I did at AK, right? Got that shit. I put that shit on Facebook, and my shit's tied in with my Facebook and my IG, right? So Facebook, that shit numbers in Facebook, and man, oh man, all the haters is in my comment section, man. Oh, buddy. You know how we talked about that content and how the good and the bad, all that shit plays and helps your shit boost?
Yeah.
So, coach I've been there and done that, know how it is. I set it up for that. I already know that the motherfuckers gonna be jocking, but they're gonna be hating at the same time. Right. And so motherfucker doing numbers on Facebook, man. That shit going crazy. Comment section, 40 motherfuckers in the comments hating. Oh, that dog is this. Man, hey, content going through the roof, man.
That's how it gotta be, man. Keep that beam on.
Oh, man. But again, we have to think of this thing as artists. You know what I mean? Like the dog breeder shit, that's cool. That's who you want to be. But if we trying to raise the bar every time we do a breeding, we have to think as artists. We have to really think about our tools, which is our genetics as our dogs. And then we need to look at the dogs and then, keep our pedigree. Hey, Duro, keep our pedigree for our records just to see the dogs that's in it. Because see,
absolutely,
if I give you a pedigree, that right there is not my formula.
Right.
That is just the dogs I use to create the dog that you have if you bought it from
me. Yeah.
If you want to know my formula, you got to talk to me and we need to get into the lab. Because that's how I learned by talking to buff dogs. I learned about their vision in the lab. So then when I was thinking about my shit, I kind of thought about what they were telling me. And I learned about the flaws of their dogs and what to expect. So then I was like, okay, I don't like that flaw. So I want to correct that flaw. That goes into my artistry now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I like this look, but I want to add that look that goes into my artistry. It goes back to, okay, if I was selling buff dogs, I'm like, okay, I got buff dogs formula. I'm the new buff dogs. Now I'm going to be promoting myself as buff dogs 2.0. And I'm following their formula. And I low-key thought about it. And I was like, hey, asked him, hey, you got any other dogs I can do a line breeding with so I can keep this shit going? And I already told y'all the OG in the background was telling his wife, nah, don't do that. Now, he didn't tell me why. I didn't even ask, but I know why now because remember I told y'all about the breathing.
Yeah.
And it was already too tight because they was making the motherfuckers look the same because that's what the consumer wanted. They wanted dogs that look like Red Tiger.
Right.
If they throw the outs in there, that's going to take away from that phenotype. And then people will be like, yo, I mean, shit, I wanted that dog that looked like this. That's what they was known for. But he put the stop on that. I didn't ask why because I'm a rookie. But now I know why because I own the dog. And I'm like, I love the way the dog looked. But a dog that looks like that with that type of drive, but no on-off switch and can't breathe, I can't sell that to my consumers because I'm breeding performance dogs.
Right.
Or a dog with a weak jaw. She told me that they dogs, she said either the dogs got weak jaw muscles, where people who do like bite work and they like pull on them and shit like that. But she was saying that she feels like a lot of those people that were buying their dogs for protection type work was trying to work them too young and their jaws didn't set. That's what she was saying. But I read in between the lines. Based off of how they was breeding them, their jaw set wasn't strong. So if you did a lot of bite work, was pulling on their shit, pulling on their jaw, like some of their consumers is fucking having dogs with broken jaws and shit.
Damn.
This is what the lady told me. Like, ain't no breeder gonna tell you that, but guess what? They retired. You feel me? They retired, man. They ain't breeding dogs no more. Plus, you know, nigga,
Came with the bag.
Hey, Coach came with the bands, nigga. They're like, fuck, he already paying for the shit anyway. Let me tell him everything he want to know. Yep. He's still buying.
It's your problem now.
Right. So me as a man in my lab, I have to remember all this stuff now. When I see things, I remember what I was told. Now I got to go into my artistry and correct shit.
Facts.
Fix shit. I got to add a different dog in there, a different breed in there. I need vigor now. I can't line breed that shit no more. I need vigor in that motherfucker. I need an explosion of genetics to correct shit. Pedigree don't matter. For me, for what I need, I got a handwritten pedigree. But guess what? Even in that handwritten pedigree for Red Tiger, I don't have none of them dogs. I can't cook up the way they cooked it up because I don't have those dogs. Right. That was the recipe.
Right.
How can I follow that when I don't have that recipe? None of them dogs. There's no semen. Remember how we talk about the semen and shit? I went and bought semen that they provided me. Okay. So I have some of those dogs in that pedigree, but not all of them. So then that formula is obsolete because I'm missing pieces. So now as an artist, I got to go in, I got to, like what you said, ready. I got to create a new canvas now.
Yep.
Because I'm missing, you know, I'm missing this brush. I'm missing this color. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing this texture. I'm missing shit. So then how am I breeding that way? Now, if you're a dog breeder and you let's say you believe in a breeder and you buying into a breeder's program and you like those dogs, then if you really trust that breeder, then you buying dogs for that breeder, then guess what? Breed how that breeder breeds. You should get something similar to what that pedigree says. You should. Hopefully.
Yeah, I agree.
And then if that's the case, salute to the breeder that you fucking with. Salute to your money well spent. Salute to the dogs that you producing. That's cool. Cook like that. You a dog breeder. That's what you do. You got that shit. But that's over here. That's that. I don't want us to think like that because then we're not striving for better.
Facts. Just staying the same.
I mean, that should be what we should be doing every time we breed. We're not doing our dogs from the past that were legends. Let's say you created those dogs in the past and they were legendary dogs. Or let's say your mentor bred some dogs or somebody you admired as a breeder created a legendary dog, you know, 3 generations back. You're not doing that dog any justice by creating the same dog. Like that, you know, like what? Now that breeder can say, well, damn, that's just like the dog I had. What's that do for you, nigga? Like you patting the breeder on the back and he retired?
Yeah. It's backwards.
Yeah. And that's, you know, we're going to give respect to him and the dog. We know that maybe we're a fan of the dog, but I want the breeder to say, yo, I had a vision, but not what you just cooked up. Like, yo, you took it to a whole, like how we talked about. I want the breeder to be like, yo, you took my shit to a whole nother level. But you got to be an artist to do that.
Well, you should want to do that.
Yeah, but Duro, it's hard. It takes time. It takes people with brains, Duro. A lot of these motherfuckers don't got brains for themselves. They following trends. They following other people's shit. They don't, they're not thinking outside and saying, okay, well, damn it, man. So I got this dog. I mean, how can I make this the height this? And how can I make the muscle that? And how can I correct this? And how they're not thinking that. And if they are thinking it, they're not thinking outside the box to create a circle. So they like trying to follow what other people did and they add that shit to their shit versus like, going to something totally, something totally opposite of what you got.
Right.
Yeah. So you can complement your genetics by what you lacking. You're complimenting your shit. We're not copying this shit. I'm going to you because you got something I don't got.
Right.
That's why I'm fucking with you. I know I might only get one or two, but that's why I'm fucking with you because I need the vigor. I need the vigor. That's the only way our shit get better is with vigor, y'all. It doesn't guarantee freaks, but that does create an explosion of the genetics. It does introduce new genetics in our blood.
Right.
That's the art of this shit, y'all. That's the art of this shit.
Yeah, I like the art way. The art way is the way to go, man.
There's a few of us, though, y'all. It's only a few of us that think how we talking. There's only a few of us, and that's how it's always going to be. Those are the ones that create the breeds that everybody fucking jock. People who think like us are the ones that create the breeds.
Right.
They thinking like us. Okay, well, shit, man. That's like what? How? Like what are we lacking? Like shit. Damn, I was breeding this way. It's not working. Or my homeboy's breeding like this, and I've been watching this program and shit. I respect him, but he's running roadblocks and shit. He's not advancing this shit. What are we doing wrong here? Well, shit, ain't nobody thinking outside the box.
Facts.
People are following
And
a line of dogs, right? But then because those dogs that are in there are the dogs, we don't know. Okay, I love the analogy of racehorses. A racehorse is a multi-million-dollar fucking business, right? And each one of them fucking horses in the pedigree has stats to them. And because they're multi-million-dollar fucking horses, and then the stud fees are $250,000 a fucking nut. When you got a top-tier horse, you can study those pedigrees. You know why? Because there's a formula to it, because you're not just seeing horses in there, you're seeing their win rate, you're seeing how tall they are, you're seeing all their genetic attributes in that pedigree. That's the only way you're going to get $250,000 a stud.
Right.
That's not how it is in the dogs, y'all.
Nah, not at all.
Dog, that's what I'm saying. Like the stats ain't in the dogs that we see in these pedigrees. So if I'm comparing horse racing, multi-million-dollar horses, you're making millions of dollars. I got $250,000 stud fees for the top tier horses versus these dogs, and we don't know if they're paper hung or we don't know what genetic defects they got, whatever. We don't know shit, but it's a name and how many puppies they bred or had, right? We don't know shit. How am I going to guarantee my offspring based off of that? I can't.
You can't.
it's bullshit.
But if I go and say, okay, let's let that be what it is. All the dogs, at least I know what they are. That's there. Boom. Family. No, let's call it a family tree. It's a family tree. That's what it is. Breeder, you can follow it. Follow it, breeder. Cool. Us artists, Bane. Us artists, AK. Us artists, whatever, whatever. What's your Corso's name? Ready?
De Niro.
Whoever. We taking recipe. We taking the actual fucking pencil, and we're drawing with it. We're drawing with the pencil, and they're like, "Damn, this is a good ass pencil, man." Oh man, look at the shades I can do with this pencil. Or, oh man, this fucking pistol's weak and shit, man. This motherfucker keep breaking. I gotta keep sharpening this motherfucker. Now I sharpened it down. This shit ain't worth shit. Throw it out. That's what we do as artists. And if we continue to think like this, cook like this, okay, and then you know what? Maybe we should do our pedigrees like how the horses do. Maybe we should take stats on our dogs and have our own handwritten pedigree with the stats.
That'd be dope.
That'd be dope right there. That'd be a whole nother level of pedigree right there. Performance pedigree with all the stats of each dog in that bitch. That's a formula right there. You damn near giving the formula away with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Right there.
I like that.
So now as a consumer, that pedigree really means something to us because now it's a formula there. So now we can say, okay, well, damn it. If all these dogs are in there with these stats and it produced this, and this is how they did it, and then we need to also put in there outcross, uncle breeding, like put uncle, great granddaddy, you know, like put who they are in the pet. Like, man, that's the formula right there. Damn, you're giving the whole formula away right there. That's the formula.
Yeah, that would be dope on the pedigree for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the math. Because that's how they do it with the horses.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you charge me $250,000 for some semen, you know, I need to see the math. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, shit, I look at that motherfucker. I know horses and shit. I look at that shit like, oh, you know, motherfuckers get their dick hard and shit. Excuse my language. But, you know, when they look at that shit and get an erection when they see all them stats and shit. Like, oh my God. Oh, how much you want? $250? I need that. I need that nut. Give me that. Like, give me that. Oh, I need that. How much you want? $250? Give me that. Give me two. I got $500,000 for you right now. I need two. I got two fucking mares. I need to fucking put that semen in. But you know,
I also think when you're an artist, I think you rarely get that kennel blindness when you just breeding for a simple thing. Like I was saying on Dora Lounge, like, you know, you get that kennel blindness when you just keep on trying to produce the same thing. You know, it kind of gets stagnant, like anything, and you get bored, and then you get blind because you don't know what else to do.
right.
You don't know. You forget what you're breeding for, and you know what I'm saying. And so now you was producing quality dogs, but now you're just producing shit because of the simple fact that you know you don't know what to do now.
Never knew what you was doing.
There you
For
go.
a minute, you might have a good vision. You know what I mean? But for the simple fact that you just keep on doing this and keep on doing this, keep on doing this, you get bored. You get that kennel blindness. So you can't really, you don't have that mindset to say, oh man, you know what, man, I need to go get this because this, you know, if I throw some German Shepherd in here, this might give me this or whatever. I'm just saying,
Right.
you know what I mean? But you know, sometimes, you know, people are afraid to do that. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that everybody don't have the tough skin to be judged. Because when you're an artist, you're gonna be judged. You're gonna get those people with what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's messing up the dog. You're gonna get that.
They ruining the blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts. That's a fact right there. That's a fact. But then again, how do we have the breeds that we have today if they weren't thinking how we talking, Doro? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers, you know, we wouldn't have these breeds that we love right now. The motherfuckers wasn't thinking like we talking. They wasn't artists. They like, well, shit, I'm gonna take this breed, that breed. Or like I said, my homeboy got a line. He went a whole different direction with his line. I went this direction that I thought, you know, based off of what I learned from the OGs, I just followed their formula. But my homeboy had a vision, took his line, took it a whole nother level. We got a whole different family of dogs. I wasn't feeling my homeboy. I was like, I don't know. But my homeboy got some shit that's better than my shit. You know, even though I don't want to give my homeboy too much fucking credit because then he might outshine me. I need to go and spend some bread and get some of that blood.
Right.
You know, motherfucker gotta let their egos go. Fucking, put the ego away. It's about the dogs. Fuck the ego. Go to your homeboy like, yo, I was kind of like low, I was downplaying you for a little bit because I was like, yo, what the fuck you was doing? But your family, your dogs has got an edge on my dogs. I need that. I need that in my lab. And that's where the artistry come in. You know what I mean? That's where the artistry come in. And like I said, when you guys cook these dogs, and then we pray to God that he produces what we envision, and then you're able to see each and every one. I tell y'all that. Or you're in a place where you can spread your dogs out, but you can have access to all of them. That's where you get to assess what you cooked. Because every dog is going to be different, and it's going to show you a different genetic variant of your cook up. Not only that, like I told y'all before, not every dog who is that top tier look phenotypically or genotypically or performance wise is going to produce. That ugly duckling might outproduce your fucking top tier dog.
Facts.
That is a fact, you guys. So for those of us who are artists, we got to understand that and say, okay, cool. Now I got the dog to perform. Let me let that dog that perform do his job. Okay, whatever that job might be. Cool. Got it. Doing his job. Great. Let's breed it. Okay, cool. His production's okay, whatever. I got a little bit. Maybe I didn't get none. Maybe I got a lot. But then I got this one is not really that performer, but shit, that them genetics be fucking coming out. And now I'm cooking with that one. Where you might be looking at me like, yo, I would never cook with that one. But like we said, we taking the dog. We know what's behind the dog genetically, right? But we taking the dog that's in front of me that's producing, because that's what it's about. It's about what's next. If this ugly ass dog is producing next, and my top tier beautiful dog is just producing regular shit or the past shit or not good shit, I'm going with the old school shit. The ugly shit gonna carry my shit on for me. Because I'm an artist. I need that.
Yeah. Right.
But in your mind, you're like, oh, I would never breed that. Oh, he would never go on. He would never. Oh, fuck that. He can't do this. She can't do that. But bro, what you don't know what she can throw, man. That's a whole. Like I said, that's not our realm. We're experimenting in the lab. God knows that shit. We don't know that shit. We just experiment. No, this dog can breed. Let's breed him. We don't know that. And so I don't want us to get us confused now with these breeders versus who we are as artists, because there's a lot of breeders out there that are not artists. And we as artists will never be bar raisers if we follow these breeders. We just will never be that way. I would never have the dogs that I have if I thought like that. Like if I thought like, okay, I'm just breeding the way I was just told, because motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you they sauce because they don't want you to pass them. That's one.
Right.
Okay, they just don't want you to. And a lot of motherfuckers don't know their sauce.
They don't.
Two, they just bump their head on shit. I got some shit, and they can't reproduce it. And like I said, the ones that can reproduce it, they're not going to tell you, because then guess what? Now you're going to be them. They don't want you to be them. Simon got respect for me, but he don't want me to be him. He want everybody to go to Gunner. Shit, he don't want nobody, none of his partners going to AK.
So is it really respect?
Well, it's like street shit. I can respect the nigga that want to have the top corner or the top, the top whatever. I can respect that. I can respect that. And if I become a threat to, his money or whatever, I can see him feeling some type of way. But see, we're different in our heart. For me, it's friendly competition. It's not the nigga with the banana on belly. I don't like that shit. Then he's gonna try to kill me. Drive police on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we different. Our heart is more friendly competition. Like, okay, now we got to step it up. That's how I would see it. Wow. Okay, we got to step it up. We got to do something different. This nigga done caught up.
Oh, yeah.
And I got love for him because he's raising the bar and he's making me fucking push myself more. Okay, see, that's how I see it. That's how we see it. But see, the majority of people out here, they want to be the king of the hill. And then once they get on the top of the hill, they don't want to put in no more work.
Right. They get lazy and
They
shit.
they get complacent at the top.
Comfortable. Too comfortable.
We, on the other hand, you get a freak of nature like an AK, but I didn't even produce him. And I'm trying to produce better than him. And then if I produce better than him, I'm trying to produce better than that one.
That one, yep.
I'm never going to get comfortable at the top. And if me and my partners got the same philosophy, we all raising the bar. You raising the bar, Duro. You raising the bar, Young Ready. Y'all raising the bar, chat. And not only that, we saluting each other because that's how we keep fucking, it's friendly competition. You got better. Oh, damn shit. Oh, and we know what we've been talking about, and we see that you did it based on what we talked about. So we salute you on that shit. Like, oh, you did that shit. Now it's like, well, damn, I got to do my shit, man. Duro just showed me that, the vision, the execution, what I'm saying, the plan, the patience. Fucking look what he got.
Yeah.
Damn, look, he thought outside the box to create that circle. Look what he got. Ooh, shit. Damn it. Okay, that means we got to take a risk too. We got to go ahead and do this. Now, look what I got. Now, you like, damn, coach, look, like that's how we keep elevating the bar, man. That's how we keep, boom, boom, boom. Now we ahead of, like we ahead of all these other motherfuckers who don't think like us.
And we put way better genetics out there.
Right. Right. That's why I be always telling y'all how much I like genetic variants. Is because if I'm so keen on my genetics and the genetic attributes that I get, then if I know what they are and I can see it, different parts of those genetics, is so broad, right? The genetic pool is so broad, but I know what it is in my notes, and I can analyze the dogs and I can see different parts of those notes in each and every one of those dogs. I'm happy with it. I don't want to see the same dogs on there. I got too much genetics. I need to see all that shit.
Right.
For me, because I know every one of them dogs I put together is all top tier. Ain't none of them trash. Okay? They're not perfect, but they're not trash. If I can see the best of each one of those genetic attributes, and of course the bad is going to play, but I can see the best in each one of those attributes playing into my offspring, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. And I know the formula that I'm going to follow. I'm going to Picasso that shit. I'm about to Picasso that shit, man. I'm about to Basquiat that shit, man.
Yeah. I feel you.
And have everybody like, damn, how did you do? Hey, damn, oh shit, damn, you got us. Because that's what I see when I see my shit. When I see my productions, that's what I see. When I see these Formula One Bulldogs, that's what I see, like, oh shit. I see those genetic attributes. Like, oh shit. When I think about the bull herders, I'm like, oh shit, I can see it. Even though I ain't produced it, I can see it in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pedigree of my Malinois. I got a pedigree of AK, but I'm not looking at that shit to think about what I want to produce because I don't know them dogs. I ain't never touched them dogs in that Malinois pedigree. I don't fucking know them. For me, it's just names of dogs and puppy. How many puppies they had as the males, or excuse me, to females. Excuse me. So, unless the breeder's gonna tell me all the attributes, I don't think he's gonna really give me the time of day to tell me everything. Hey, can you tell me 3 generations back, all the attributes of the mom and the dad and the mother and the grandmother? Can you do that for me? He's probably gonna be like, Coach, Coach, I don't think I can do that for you, Coach. I don't even know. Like shit, motherfucker, I need the formula. Instead, I'm gonna say, Malinois, what can you do for me right now in front of my face? Okay, I like it. All right, cool. Okay, breeder, how was the dogs in the past? Oh, they were like that. Okay, cool. Take his word for it, or her word for it. That's how I'm gonna do it. Now, Coach, what's AK do? I know what AK do. Okay, what's his daddy? Okay, I know his mom. Okay, cool. Leave that out. Okay, cool. Now cook it up. See what happens. And then guess what? Now we let the artistry do what it do. Now we let it do what it do. It is what it is, and then we keep it moving, and we take our notes, and now we make our pedigree that we just talked about. So that's something that I'm gonna do from here on out, you guys. All the dogs I'm breeding from here on out, I'm making my own handwritten pedigree.
Right.
And I'm putting the attributes of each dog on that motherfucker in my pedigree. That's how I'm making my pedigree. So that's something that we should all do as performance dog breeders, as artists, is do that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's next level thinking. Yeah, I like that.
And then eventually, maybe we all start our own fucking registry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they doing. That's all they, all it is people starting registries. That's all it is.
Yeah. And it's very easy to do, actually. I was looking into it.
There it is. Maybe that's something that we should also, do that shit and start our own registry, and then, make it a performance type registry where we got all the attributes in there. We got the stats of the dog, the height, all the shit, you know what I'm saying? What the dog can do.
Like the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe put the health, any type of health, you know what I mean? We can put the health shit up in there too.
Yep.
Put the DNA, make sure you get them all DNA profiled, all the shit. We can make that shit just top tier type shit.
That'll be crazy.
Yep.
That's what I was looking to do, especially with my collaboration name. I was looking to do that. That'll be dope. That'll be dope right there.
And that will play well into the artistry of what we're talking about with these dogs, because now it's like you damn near giving motherfuckers an instruction. Remember those paint things that you can get that had the numbers and the instructions, and you could paint and shit, and
Yep.
Maybe that's how it would be with these dogs. If you know how to follow the instructions, you can fucking cook up a dog.
That sounds crazy as shit.
But it might work. It might really work, though, Duro. No, it might really work.
Southside, I did, bro. I did. I definitely told you. That a registry that registers band dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Who told me that too? Buff Dogs told me that shit too. They told me that, if you want to register your dogs, there's like a band dog registry. There's all kind of there's so many registries out there that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to do that, or like you said, we can start our own. And that's one thing I would tell you guys before, when we didn't know no better about these dogs, like that paper saying your dogs was paper was like a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because that made me want to buy a dog even more when you told me it was paper. When I was younger, and a lot of my partners had dogs that was backyard dogs with no papers. So then it was purple ribbon when you had the UKC, right?
Yep.
So then it's like, okay, is your dog purple ribbon? Okay, cool. So then I had purple ribbon, papers and shit like that, right? Then I used to get the 7th generation scroll, from the UKC. So all that shit, which of course, I'm looking at all the dogs, and I don't know none of these dogs, but it looked good to know I had it. Like, okay, I can see where all my dogs, all the names, all the shit. It was cool. That's fine. I got them. Okay. But it doesn't show me how to cook the dogs. That's what we talking about now. We talk about cooking dogs now. We're not talking about all the parents, the great grandparents. We're just not talking about the family tree. And that's really what the pedigree does. It shows us the family tree, but it don't show us how we bred.
Right.
If that makes sense. Okay. How we are bred. The genetic mathematical equation, which unless everything is DNA profile, which we know this not, it can be true or false. And if I want the edge over you and I'm making money on my dogs, I'm not going to tell you how I cooked up my dogs. Because if you knew my formula in those days, then you can use my formula against me and take my money.
It's a fact.
So why would I tell you how my shit really bred? I wouldn't. I just say whatever. You know what I'm saying? This dog, fucking Pluto, he's the mom. Excuse me, he's the dad. And, you know, this dog Sassy is the mom. You don't know what type of dog it is. It's not DNA profile. And there's no picture. Some registries make you have pictures for the dog, but you can put any picture in that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't verify the shit, right, Duro? They don't be like, they're not verifying the pictures.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
So we have to be, you know, aware of what we know. We have to have dog man awareness, dog woman awareness, and understand that things that are not seen is more than meets the eye, or things that we do see is more than meets the eye, right? It's transformer type shit. But if we take our vision, we take our, you know, the dogs that we have, and we just cook, and then, you know, keep your fucking DNA close so you can watch it. That's how we're gonna make better dogs. And that's where the art form comes in. You know, that's where you're gonna get, you know, the vision, you know, that we have. And I don't want us to ever deviate from being artists. I'd rather us all be artists than just dog breeders, because the dog breeders are dime a dozen. It's very few of us that are artists.
It's a fact.
So, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to cook on this evening. And I do consider myself an artist. That's why I put that on my you know, I put that on my heading, you know, as an artist. You know, I don't think any other dog breeder calls himself an artist, but you know, they're dog breeders. I'm not. You know, this is something that, like I told y'all, I wanted to do this shit since I was 8. It was a vision of mine. I wanted to create dogs. So in order for me to create dogs, I got to have a vision as an artist. And you know, my canvas is dog genetics and dog genetic characteristics.
Right.
And then I also keep it simple, stupid. You know what I'm saying? You know how to coach keep that KISS method. You know what I mean? I don't complicate shit, you know, because if I do, I'm gonna be trick bagging myself, I'm gonna be trick fucking myself. I don't like to trick fuck myself. I just don't. I'd rather just be a straight shooter and like, is it what it is? Yes. Is it not? No. Okay, cool. That's what it is. Let's move forward. But if I'm over there trick bagging myself, maybe, nah, ain't no this shit. What is it? Okay, the only way I know is I gotta do it. I gotta cook it. I gotta try it.
Right.
Or I trust you, Dura, or I trust you, Ready, or I trust you guys in the chat that you got some shit. I see you do it. It worked. I'm fucking with you because I trust you. So I'm like, okay, cool. You help me skip some steps.
Right.
Like Buff Dogs help me skip some steps.
Right.
And so I was able to be ahead. You know, I was able to be like Lee Robinson in the band dog world, because he did his thing. It got his signals. And then I took Buff Dog shit and then got my shit.
Basically, yeah.
So, you know, that's how we operate.
Make that new shit.
It's all about the new shit.
So like,
go ahead, Doro.
For instance, like when you do the bull herders, the Malawa and AK.
Yes, sir.
That right there. I mean, I'm still itching to see that, because I think that right there is going to be like the way I'm envisioning the those dogs will look. Abla Bang Bang, he like this dog from Lee Robinson, Ranger. And I was looking, I was like, man, he was like, he wanted, you know, he want one of Rangers, one of Ranger dogs, and I was looking at that John. I was like, yo, that would be crazy. But I'm looking at the phenotype of AK and Coco, and I'm feeling like, man, like those probably gonna be some nice sized dogs as well. You know, yeah, I think so. So I was like, like that's next level stuff right there, and nobody's really doing that right now.
Not to that level, Duro.
Nah,
Like the bull herders, right? And like I said, if y'all haven't already followed Bull Vision, go follow Bull Vision. I'm sure y'all might have already followed them already, but go follow Bull Vision, right? Because they got some dope ass bull herders
doing that shit.
Okay? They've been doing that shit for a while, and they got some dope ass bull herders. But see, like you said, they don't have AK. They don't have AK to a fucking Malinois. That's where it's crazy.
Right.
That's where it's like, ain't nobody did that one.
No.
I want to see that AK to that Snow White. That's what I want to see.
See, but see, check this out. That cook-up is more going to be it's going to be a next level livestock guardian. That's how I envision that. It's going to be independent, and it's going to be like a super predator livestock guardian that can get along with your animals. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But a super
AK to Coco, that's not gonna be nice to you.
No. That's gonna be an attack dog. That's gonna be a fucking torpedo. Like that's a nuclear bomb right there.
That's where I'm coming from.
Yes, you're right. That's how I envision it too. That's exactly how but the size of it, because Coco's dad is a big ass Malinois. Her dad is big, and she's pretty big for a female. So AK is a big ass fucking, freaking nature. Those genetics with that hybrid vigor is going to produce just like
crazy.
What the hell am I going to get?
Like nice and brolic too, nice and strong, all that athletic as fuck.
Yeah. And then the intensity is going to be crazy.
Oh man,
that's going to be almost damn near out of control. And so let's talk about that real quick, Doro, since you brought it up, right? So now that my vision now I have to make this pivot, and being that I'm thinking about, okay, with what I'm doing with Formula One, it's not really a consumer-based dog program. It's not.
Right.
Being that it's really not that level of program based off of how I cook, I need to have my dogs in the hands of people who are not dog enthusiasts, but like dog men who like want a challenge.
Yeah.
Who see it like me, who when they buy cars, they buy bikes, they want the fastest shit. They go to the dealership. I need, like we talk about the Corvettes. I need the ZR1. I don't need the Z06. I don't need the Z51. I don't need the basic one. I need the top tip at the top. You go to the Ferrari dealership. I need the fastest Ferrari, the most expensive Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? I need that Formula One engine in that Mercedes that's going to cost me fucking $25 million. And I want to drive it. Not collect it, but I want to drive that shit. I want to see if I can handle it. I got the money. That's the level of them dogs that we talk about. AK to Coco, that's the level of them dogs. If that Formula One dog, bulldog that I got, if these damn dogs turn out the way I'm thinking, that to a fucking Malinois is a whole nother level.
Whole nother level. Word.
Yeah.
That takes it up a whole nother notch. So it's like, okay, with that vision, that's art. That's artistry. That's art. That's not a pedigree following. That's not a bloodline following. That is like we talk about the vision of what that could be. Looking at AK and his stats. Not only his stats, what he produced. Like, okay, well, that motherfucker's gonna give me that. He's gonna give me those variances of his stats. Okay, cool. Coco, she's a virgin. She ain't been bred. I don't know, but I can go back in time based off of her family tree and say, okay, possibly she gonna give me that. But what I believe in and what we all believe in when we cook, hypervision. We already talked about that shit.
Right.
Figure. So we know we're gonna get an explosion.
Matter of
If I
fact,
get these dogs to the right people, God willing, I do, and they go and train those dogs, they go and work those dogs, they put them in those positions, and let's say 3 out of the 10 out of the litter is top tier. The other ones are good. That's top tier breeding for me. That's all I need is 3 to be freaks.
man, that Black Hawk to Coco will be fucking crazy as hell because he's already foaming at the mouth.
Hey, Coco is gonna be crazy as hell too. That's the whole nother one that's gonna be on a whole nother top tier. So that means I have to make sure that with those type dogs, fellas, I gotta market that to people who are going to use them and be able to handle those dogs. The average consumer, even though they talk like they want it, it's gonna be priced to where 4,500. You ain't probably got that money for that dog. So you could act like you want to buy it, but real talk, you probably ain't got the 4,500.
Yeah,
They want to buy the whole litter, man.
Yeah, I need to sell to people who you really going to use the dogs. They'll pay the 45.
No question.
Dogs are fucking extremely intense. They're gonna want that dog. They want the challenge. The motherfuckers want the challenging dogs. They don't want they don't want no okay, it's cool. They want that challenging dog. They want that dog they're gonna have to really put some work in.
Yeah.
Because that's how I want my dogs. You know what I'm saying? When I see that Formula One bulldog that's always biting me and shit, I like that. Because it's my job to tune his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's my job to take his brain and say, off, buddy, off. Understand what off means? That's my job. That's my challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how top tier level dogmen, top tier level dog trainers, that's what they want. They want that dog that's that's a problem. Because then if you get that dog to do top tier performance and fucking handle himself, then you got a dog nobody else got out there in your arena. I come up there, everybody got their top tier exotics and shit, their exotic cars and shit. I pull up in that brand new ski, that 101 and shit. Or maybe that 1 and 3. I'm 1 of the 3. I got number 1. There's 2 other motherfuckers with it. But you ain't got it. Only artists can produce them type of dogs, fellas.
Right.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no breeding formula that has that. Only one that has that formula is me. Only one that has, Bane, what you got going on, Duro, is you. Ready? Chat? That's what I'm talking about. And then guess what? If we are doing something similar, then guess what? We're going to collaborate.
Facts.
Yep.
Shit, that's how we rock.
Yep.
If let's say, Duro, you got a bull herder program and you got some top tier shit, and our shit is aligning, like, yo, like, our shit is aligning, right? And then you produce the dogs and I produce the dogs. And we know how vigor work, right? You got a whole different line. I got a whole different line, man. You already know we're going to get an explosion when we connect.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he got fucking some shit that I ain't did, but his shit's top tier. No, I'm fucking with him. We're going to do a breeding.
Yeah, we're going to do a breeding.
Yeah, we know the math. We're not stupid. We ain't got no peoples.
Which I'm probably going to do something like that because me and Rock Solid was talking about doing a bull herder John too. So we probably going to do some shit like that where we do collab too, Coach.
Bro, that's the wave. I mean, I'm just I'm just telling y'all, like that's the wave. Is the bull herder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the wave. Because if you can get that pain tolerance in that mouth, because mouths are very sensitive dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is something I've learned by having Coco. She's sensitive, man. She with the shits, but like she's real anxious and shit. They make these like squeaky noises and shit when you come around, and if you put too much pressure on them, they kind of they sensitive.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, you already know they can take everything if you got a good one. Ain't no sensitivity in no bulldog.
Hell no.
So if you can breed that fucking toughness and that durability and that muscle, that extra credit drive, because a mouth already got that drive, but you can put that extra credit bulldog drive in that motherfucker, and then that gameness in that motherfucking mouth, you got something there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can make it a war dog, that's my goal. I wanted my shit to be a Navy SEAL of fucking working dogs, where they can take that motherfucker overseas and they can use his brain, sniff out IEDs, fucking use his brain, understand where there's a threat. Don't run in there, but use his brain. Okay, there's a threat. This, you know what I mean? Use his brain though. Don't just be a dumb dog running into a fucking threat. No, there's a threat. Figure out how to get through there without fucking getting killed type shit. Like that's the type of shit I want to produce. Because y'all know my theme on my Formula One shit is frames, brains, and motors.
Yeah, gotta be thinking.
Gotta be thinking. I hate dumbass dogs. I want a dog that has so much drive that, you know, it's like pit bulls, right? Pit bulls are one-trick ponies, especially the gay ones. They got so much drive that they fucking kill themselves at the point of no return. I don't want no dog like that. I need a dog that has self-preservation with drive.
Facts.
Because you need to come out alive, motherfucker, especially if you're valuable to the team.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be a crash dummy. I don't need no dog to be a crash dummy. That's my program. I need my dog to think about what he's going to get himself into before he get himself into it. But still complete the mission.
Right. Problem solved.
If you have top tier dogs, those is few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing a lot of research about the military dogs, right? And they like them fucking dogs that, you know, they go into battle with no fear. But 9 times out of 10, they don't come out. But they like that shit because, you know, you saving the soldiers at the same time, right? The soldiers ain't go in there and get fucking blown up. Let the dog go in there. You know what I mean? The dog is too tenacious, whatever. He might get blown up or he might get shot. Yeah. Now you know there's a threat there. Then you go in there, boom, you know what it is. But if you got a dog that's thinking about it, he can smell a threat. He know how to creep and shit. Know how to, you know what I mean? You know how them dogs, certain dogs, you know what I mean, run up behind your ass and shit. You don't even know that dog is there. Like, what the fuck?
Ninjas.
Yeah, they predators. Like a lion and shit. If I could get my dogs to be stone cold killers, but fucking stalkers, and that shit, you know what I mean, sniff bombs out all the shit that the military want, you know what I mean, and then be stone cold killers and shit, man, oh man, the coach might, hey, shit, I might be a winner.
That's the way, man. That's the way.
I might be a winner right there. You know what I mean? Line myself up with one of them guys who do military training and shit. Slide my dogs in. Hey man, I'm gonna give you a dog, nigga. I heard you got military contracts. I'm gonna give you a dog. Here, try my shit. Oh, he trained my, you know, he take my shit do better than all his shit he pay overseas, all the shit. Guess who he coming to?
You.
That's how I see it for me in my program. Oh, the bull herders that's, you know, shit, that's the wave. That, to me, that's the wave. Because then, you know, shit, all this work that we put in as artists, you know, we can get paid for it too.
Yeah.
We got people to market our dogs too, because then, like I said, I'll go ahead and give a top trainer my shit. I'll just bless him with it here. Because I know what he gonna do for me if he uses it.
Yep.
Here, man, take that, man. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work in this, a lot of money into this program. Here you go. Run that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all right, cool, man. All right, I ain't no guarantee. Hey, I already know it ain't no guarantees, but I already know what I got. So I already know what my shit gonna do. He take it, boom. Shit, kick open the door for the coach.
You get one of them Army grants, then
that's
every
what I'm
time.
trying to get them military contracts. Fuck all this shit, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, salute to y'all consumers out there. You know, y'all ones that like pets and all that shit. Y'all dog enthusiasts. Salute to y'all. Like real shit. Salute to you guys. It's all good. Y'all who want them. I mean, like my dogs, honestly, is not for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like my dogs is for real motherfucking dog men that if you got a dog like I got with this motherfucking Formula One bulldog that's fucking biting the shit out of me, but you can handle it because you know what it is. You know what I mean? Those dog men need my dogs. You know what I'm saying? My shit is real, like it's really extreme when it comes to the drive. My shit is real intense, just how I drew it up in the lab. And I need to market my shit to those individuals that can handle it, and that because they really want those dogs, they'll pay for that shit.
Facts.
They're not just like, ooh, that's cool. You know how they are, Duro. They see the shit, they're like, ooh, that's cool. I want one. Nah, this ain't about ooh, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, can you handle that shit?
Right.
You know what you got? It's like getting a stallion and trying to break it and tame it. You know what I'm saying? You see that stallion, man, it's beautiful and shit. You're like, ooh, that stallion's dope. But you can't break that motherfucking stallion. You don't own. You shouldn't own that stallion. You can't break that motherfucker.
Can't break a hippopotamus either.
Definitely can't break a hippopotamus. That's a damn show. Hey, Blue Line says these peeps just like the idea of these dogs, but not equipped to control them. Fact. You said nothing but the truth, Blue Line.
Super fact. These peeps just like the idea of these dogs, but now a lot of people can't control their dogs. And they definitely can't control
dogs,
hot dogs. What you say, Coach?
I said, especially performance dogs.
Yeah, you can't handle that.
It just sounds good.
Yeah, I don't even think the dude Caesar Milan can handle anything like that.
Well, Caesar Milan's he markets to the consumer, man. You know
I
what I'm saying? You know, he's not marketing to the working dog man.
I know.
There's no way you gonna take a bite. You know how he took that bite from that little dog and shit? That motherfucker, he took that like a champ and shit, right? He ain't taking that for no fucking Malinois.
Nah, hell no. Nah, not at all. I seen them get bit by a golden retriever.
Yeah, he gonna scream like a bitch on TV.
That's what I was saying on Doro Lounge. I was saying like he really deal with afraid, unsure dogs. Like the dogs that's unsure of themselves. Them dogs don't really be hot though.
Nah,
because you can't really tame a hot dog, man. I mean, the owner can, but I'm talking about like you think some man just gonna come in and just be like, "Hey, shh," and the dog, what?
That's bullshit.
Exactly. Like you know what I mean. So that'd be that you know what I'm saying that's the smoke and mirrors I be talking about, man. That, you know what I mean. I don't really be, because I know, man, like I know I've been dealing with dogs forever. You got hot dogs, you got family dogs, you got dogs that got the on and off switch. I mean, you got it all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, like what a hot dog can do to an unarmed man. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he can kill him.
Yeah.
Facts. Super loud.
Yes. I tell people all the time, and people don't understand that a bulldog can kill, a game dog can kill an unarmed man. Like if that dog is trained to really go at it and really go at you, that dog can kill an unarmed man, bro. So if a 35, 45, 55 pound bitch can kill an unarmed man, imagine what a Malinois mixed with uh pit bull can do to an unarmed man.
XL pit bull.
Yeah.
Double XL pit bull AK-47, aka the bone crusher.
You know what I mean? Just imagine.
It'd be a wrap.
Don't get wrapped up in the smoke and mirrors, but understand when you got that hot dog, understand that dog is hot. That dog ain't playing no games.
So Dora, let me ask you this in chat.
Yeah.
Y'all chime in chat. So should the bull herders be really marketed to the average consumer, or should it just be marketed to sport guys and fucking police and military?
Yes, I feel like I feel like the bull herder is not for for the regular consumer. It's not for the home.
Not
I
for
mean,
that.
unless you got an owner who has a steady hand. Like that owner, he has experience with hot dogs. He has experience with dogs that doesn't play. So he gonna set that boundary as when it's a puppy that you're not gonna go over to my family, my kids, and you're gonna have boundaries with me. So you're gonna protect my wife when I'm not home. You're gonna protect the kids when I'm not around. Unless you instill that in the dog, a regular owner should not have a hot dog like that because
Oh,
you can't control it. It's just a liability at
It's
that
a
point.
liability,
yep.
man. Oh, you said it. You said it the best, Daryl.
Yep.
Everything you said is dead on. Like that. That is not for no regular consumer. That's not for no dog enthusiast. Like that is a true weapon. That's like having a loaded AK, a loaded AR-15 with a fucking 100-round drum on that bitch, just at your house. Like, what do you need that for? All you need is a shotgun.
No safety. No safety.
Like, yeah, and no safety for real, for real. Like that is attack. That's an attack animal. You know what I mean? Like that. And then what it's gonna do is maximum damage. Like you said, like that's gonna kill somebody. You know, like if that bite gets right up under the armpit, you know how they be putting those bite sleeves and some trainers be teaching them dogs to get right up underneath the armpit.
Mm-hmm.
If that dog
Yep.
with the bite force like AK with that tenacity, that
man.
mount bite up under that armpit and fucking crack that bone and crack that artery up in there, you're gonna bleed out. You're done.
You're dead.
You're gonna
It's
bleed
a
out.
wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No survival.
Not at all.
And
Yeah,
that
like you
dog's
said.
gonna catch your flesh. It's already like kind of deterred from the sleeve and shit to get to your flesh and shit. When it hit your flesh, oh my god.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. So, back to what we were talking about with the herders. It's like, now we got to step our game up. If we, because you act like, hey, like Dory's like, hey, oh shit, I might do a herder in the future too, bro. We got to market to it's competition now. Now we got to market to the military and the niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Consumers, if you want to buy one, that's fine. It's up to you. But in reality, like, do you really want one? It looks cool, and that's really what's going on, bro. Like, Dora, that's what I'm noticing with the people, the fanfare, when I be, bringing up the possibility of cooking up AK to the Mao and AK to the Kangal. Like, it's just the allure of, ooh, those two dogs will be cool, but it's not the understanding. Like, yo, you can't handle them damn dogs, nigga. Do you really like? The idea of it is like, wow, it's like a jet car and shit like that. Oh, that's cool, a jet car.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't drive a motherfucking jet car.
Nope.
That shit ain't road legal.
Right.
Us putting these bull herders together, it's a great dog if you're gonna work that dog. But for the dog enthusiast, it's a cool dog. It's cool. Because what a Malinois and a Pitbull can do if they were bred together, wow, that's how they see the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I could see happening with that, if it goes to regular home families that can't handle it, it's gonna be outlawed.
I see that happening too.
And banned and all that shit. Yep.
I see that happening too. It's too much of a dog. It's way too much of a fucking dog that the average consumer, even a little bit above average, you have to be a fucking like a great dog man or dog woman to control a very intense, heavily driven, powerful dog that want to bite and attack. You got to be really on top of your alpha game.
Because it ain't just gonna kill you, it's gonna cause a massacre.
And it's gonna challenge you. Because remember, I was telling you, it's like the real top tier dog trainers and shit, the real top tier, they want them dogs. Like the military want them dogs that's a 12.
Yeah.
They don't want the 8s and the 9s. They're looking for the ones that's damn near out of control because they need them dogs to have so much drive that they're willing to go in and face death.
Yep.
They want that. They have to have them dogs with them type of drive. So if you got a 12 dog and these consumers is trying to buy them because of the the nostalgia of having one or the allure of having this type of fucking top tier, just like the pit bull was back in the day.
I was just about to say that.
Now the bull herder becomes the new pit bull, man. Like you said, bad. They're gonna ban them dogs so fast.
I mean, look at how many people can't even control a Cane Corso. I mean, I go to the local feed store, you know what I'm saying, and you know how they have trainers in the feed store. You know,
Yeah.
it's big grown men, stronger than me, big, strong, can't even control their dog. Like,
Dang.
to me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I could never imagine me going to a training class to train my dog for me. That's crazy to me.
That's retarded.
That's crazy to me, man. Like, that's like, what? If you can't control the dog yourself,
Well,
you shouldn't have a dog. That's just my
Facts.
opinion.
Word.
Facts.
Seriously. Or
But we
So-
talking about performance dogs that can kill you.
exactly.
You know, that's where it's like, okay, it's cool. And I was watching what's it called? Doberman. Hold on, let me see what it's called. I want to give them the right shout out. I got allergies right now, so if I sound stuffed up, man, I got a lot of fucking plant nut in my in my face today because I live out here in the woods, so I might be a little stopped up. So I apologize if I sound congested. All World Doberman Club.
Yeah, I know that dude.
Okay, he was interviewing K9 Matt. Shout out to K9 Matt. If y'all don't follow him, go follow him on IG. But he was talking. They were asking him in the chat, like, what type of dogs, should consumers get if they want a good protection dog? And he was like giving the examples of the type of dogs that's out there, and he was telling the people, like, look, man, all y'all need, if you're a consumer, you just want something to protect your family, all you need is a deterrent. So he was naming the dogs, a Rottweiler, certain type of dogs. But he was saying, if you try to, these people who want these type of Malinois, these Dutch Shepherds, these type of dogs that are attack dogs, that is not something that you want as a consumer that wants something to protect you, because these dogs is really out for the kill.
Right.
All you want as a consumer that want to protect your home is a deterrent. You don't want these dogs to really bite people, because then they be a liability, like you said, Duro. See, that's cool when you see people, these dogs biting sleeves and shit like that. That's cool until you get somebody that's crossing, let's say somebody wanted to tiptoe in your yard, but they didn't enter in your house and your dog attacks them. Now it's a lawsuit.
Yep.
Period.
Or a little kid that
Or a little kid, exactly.
balls in your yard and shit.
Oh my God. Or let's say a ball get in your yard and a little kid goes out there to get his ball and your dog sees it. Like, oh shit. Oh shit. No, the little kid should be on my property or whatever. And then that fucking balls that kid up. You done.
Nightmare, man. Nightmare.
Nightmares, yeah.
And that's what K9 Matt was talking about. Like, people see these dogs as cool, but you need to know what type of dogs you fucking with. A Mal and all these type of dogs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's say, you got a little junkyard, you know what I'm saying? And you got this Mal. That Mal can jump the motherfucking fence.
Oh, yeah.
The Rottweiler ain't jumping the fence. But that Mal climbed that fence and fucking, it's an attack dog. It's not a guard dog. So that's how we got to see what we cooking. So when he was saying that, also, what I understand with my genetics and the type of dogs that I got, I got the Malinois. I'm learning the Malinois, my first Malinois, but I got AK. I know AK. I know what I'm going to cook. I know these dogs are going to be extremely athletic, extremely strong, and then have a bite force that is bone crushing and drive that's beyond what we can really control. Like, I'm going to have to nurture the off switch just like I do with this fucking Formula One Bulldog I got. I got to nurture it and be like, look, off. You got to put that in his mind.
Oh, yeah.
Off. Okay, it's okay. Off. It's like you really got to do it. But see, real dog man can do that. an average consumer who want this dog because it's like, oh, this dog is cool. Oh, I want to, I need this guard dog. Oh, I want to show out in front of my homeboys. Then you ain't gonna be able to handle that dog because if you can't control that dog, when you correct it, it's gonna bite your ass.
Yep.
And see, that's what they don't understand.
That's when the dog don't respect you.
Yeah, well, it's a high drive dog, so you have to earn that dog's respect. Yep. But see, it's a psychological game with dog. You see, when you got dogs like that, you can't, like I was telling y'all, you can't fight fire with fire. You can't take that prong collar and just nut up on that dog because that dog's gonna fucking buck on your ass. Like, fuck you. Like, oh, you gonna put the pressure on me? I can handle the pressure, motherfucker. You gonna hit me with that shot collar? I'm gonna keep snapping at you because I don't like that shit. That's how those dogs think.
But that's one of the things I always say to people, like, do your homework on the dog breed before you just go ahead and get the dog. It's more to it than just having a dog. And that's even for the regular drive dogs. But when you talking about a hot dog, a sports dog, a high performance dog, that's a whole different type of dog. You know what I mean? Whole different type of dog. You gotta be educated on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And understand that you have to, protect everything. If you love your other dogs, you gotta protect your other dogs. You gotta understand you can't have him. You clean in the yard, you gotta put your other dogs up. You're gonna have those accidents. You're gonna have, it might run out. It might get a kid. Like, it might, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, like, those type of dogs is just not for the weak. It's not for the, oh, hey boy, like, give me a kiss. No.
That's the type of dog you gotta.
That's gonna bite your face
24/7.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm bringing that motherfucker with me to work everywhere.
Nah, that's not the dog you take to work with you.
No, I mean, I'm putting like just a terminology shit. Like,
yeah, like that, like you gotta really watch that type of dog because see, when dogs are very apprehensive, like it's a dog with awareness. Like, remember we used to play Madden and you had a receiver with 99 awareness. You could throw that ball anywhere, that motherfucker catch that.
Yeah.
Okay, same thing with a dog that's got high drive, but it's aware of his surroundings 360. Dogs are energy driven, right? So if they see somebody with an off energy, they on that shit. Even if you don't see it, they see it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this weirdo coming by, and whatever his energy is not, like the dog is not feeling it. Because whatever it is, it's like, it's making your dog feel antsy. So if that person come by with that energy, your dog gonna fucking get his ass.
Yep.
You like, oh shit. But if you're not aware of your dog, like you were saying, Duro, you're not understanding the type of dog that you got, that their dog has got a 99 awareness, and you're not aware of that dog's awareness, that's where you got a problem.
Yeah. And you're gonna have several problems.
Period. Hey, period. And this is what we have to understand when we in the lab cooking these type of dogs, is the fact that, you know what, the level that we playing with them, us making these 1,000 horsepower dogs or whatever, these V12 type dogs with all these performance attributes, like how I envision my dogs, I have to make sure, okay, these dogs ain't for the average consumer. Remember we talk about those NDAs or not? Those what we say? What we got to do? Not the non-disclosure, but the non-liability forms. What's that shit called?
oh man,
it's not the NDA, non-disclosure. It's liability, release of liability forms or whatever they call it something. But like when you create dogs like this, you have to put in your puppy contracts where you're not liable when you sell the dog to the person. Whatever happens when your hands with this dog, I'm not liable for that shit.
Yeah. Damn, what's that shit called? We were talking about it in a couple of episodes.
I know. I remember what it is, but it's slipping my mind. I know it's not an NDA, but it's something else.
Nah, it's not.
What is it? Non-disclosure?
Nah, it's not an NDA.
Yeah, that's the NDA, the non-disclosure. That's the one you don't want anybody telling shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, it ain't that. It's the
liability. It's something with the liability, but it's something where you waiving liability.
It's like
Yeah,
a waiver, like some type of waiver,
I can't think about it. I just had it, man.
liability clause
Release
waiver.
the liability or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
something
Where
like
if we're cooking dogs like this up and you're selling it to somebody and you like, you got to do a damn near application for your
With
people who want to buy these dogs. And then if they buy it, you give them the puppy contract with the release the liability.
release and liability.
yeah.
Where it's like, you sign this and you release me of liability of anything that happens with you and your dog once it leaves my house to you. If you're a regular consumer, this is what I'm signing. Because if that dog is out of control because you can't control it, I gave you the instructions, but you can't control it. And it does whatever it does.
Can't
It's not
come back on.
on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts. It
Because
cannot.
I told you what you're getting. You knew what you were getting and you signed it.
And you signed. Yep.
That's the level that we play in. Like real shit. Like that's the level that we are playing because, I mean, shit. When I tell somebody maximum this and maximum that, I'm not capping. Now, just because you don't see it at a young age, but then when it gets older, you see it, and then it goes, you can't control it and shit. I can't have that coming back on the coach. I got the sorry.
Yep.
Yo, put Bill comment up there. That's real talk.
Yeah.
You say that's like saying it's coach's fault for voodoo. Shit. Get it out of her kiddo face. But as a game dog, man, I would expect nothing less but that just a part of the game dog's facts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Got 3 of his joints, right?
Hey, he said, Coach got the real deal. I see my little bitch voodoo take dogs 3 times her size just for fun. I mean, and that's why I say I can't. Hey, Bill, that's why I'm saying like now, my shit. First and foremost, my shit's for me first, but at the same time, like me trying to have my dogs for consumers, that's just like why like now I learned how I cook dogs. My shit ain't for consumers. It's not. It's just not. My vision is not a consumer dog. My vision is for motherfuckers who want to use my dogs for performance. Whatever that might be, that's how I cook dogs. My dogs that I got in my own shit, my own lab, because I've witnessed them, I have to contain what I put in them, right? So I see that my dogs, in reality, in their mind, they're not happy. What I mean by that is they want to do what I put in them, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't have a position where I can let my dogs go and enjoy prey and hunt because I'm not a hunter. I'm not a hunter. I don't do that. So if I'm not hunting hogs, I'm not hunting whatever it is, coyotes, whatever it might be, I'm putting this prey drive in certain type dogs that they want to utilize and they see each other and they might have funk with each other. Then, should they want to put it on each other? I'm not doing my dogs any type of justice by putting these type of performance. Like it's like having a race car, but it's never on the track.
You can't drive it. You're never driving it.
Never drive the bitch. That shit look good and shit look fast, but that motherfucker's like, damn, I want to go on the track.
Right. Yeah, that's whack.
Like what am I doing as a dog man? Hey, Bill, look, this is what I learned the hard way. Me and my kennel partner learned this the hard way with the DNA that I bought out there in Arkansas. When we bred, okay, first of all, my partner had the female who had the the maximum fucking prey drive that we didn't even know. All we knew that we was getting hog dogs, but my partner had the female, and his dog was killing dogs in the neighborhood. His dog knew how to climb fences, break through fences, and it was killing dogs in the neighborhood, right? And then not only that, his dog was sent to the animal control multiple times. My partner had money, so he would always pay for he paid the fines and shit, get it out. But it got to the point where she was killing so many dogs in the neighborhood that they fucking put her in quarantine. And it was like, you know, it had some astronomical number or they were going to put her down, right? Because, you know, it's money first.
Yeah.
Told my partner, hey, if you want your bitch back, I need about 5,000, right? That was the fine. Most people ain't going to pay that shit. But, you know, my partner got money, like, nigga, I'm getting my bitch. But then they were saying, okay, but she got to go back to court because at the end of the day, we got to let the judge decide, but we'll let you get her out. Man, my partner left the county and shit, okay? He was like, fuck, I'm moving. He moved and left the county because that bitch is valuable to us. But long story short, that bitch, and then we had her daughter, right? We bred her, we had our daughter, and I had her bitch, my bitch Buffy and shit, which is the mom, or she was the grandmother of Voodoo and all the dogs, right? Shaka is the mother, Shaka, all them shits. That bitch, I remember I brought that bitch over to my partner's house, and we know, my bitch was 6 months old, and we let the mom and the daughter just meet each other and shit like that for the first time, and it was a fucking full-on fucking fight. 6-month-old fucking puppy versus a fucking grown mama, and they was trying to kill each other, man. We had a fucking, bro, that shit was fucking horrible.
Damn.
We didn't have no breaking stick. We was rookies to that, just like we didn't know what we was, bro. That shit was horrible, bro. So when we seen that, Blue, hey, Bill, we seen that shit. I was like, oh shit, hell no, we got something crazy right here. And then the dog's grandmother, Voodoo's grandmother, okay, Shaka and them's mama, we call her the silent assassin. She killed birds, snakes, frogs.
Be easy, y'all.
Hey, she done killed so many damn animals. Rest in peace. That dog's dead, by the way. So I mean, whatever I say, she's already rest in peace, by the way. But that bitch was a killer. We call her a silent assassin. She wouldn't bark. She was the sweetest dog. Sweetest little. She was so sweet. That bitch. That bitch even bit my wife.
Damn.
Okay, but she bit my wife because she was trying to get at the neighbor's dog, and she's so determined to kill. She was, imagine a dog being like a beaver chewing through wood. We had a wooden fence, and she was chewing through the wood like a beaver. My wife tried to pull her away by her hind legs, right, from the fence, and she just did a quick snap on my wife. Put a nice little puncture wound in her hand. It's a snap. She didn't hold on her. She just, of course, you know I beat that bitch's ass. RG, RG, come on, RG. Hopefully, he ain't listening. She bit my wife. But
Coach,
anyway,
I said be careful.
hey, the bitch is dead. She bit my wife. Okay, what would you do if your dog bit your wife? Okay.
Oh man, I'm with you.
Right. So I mean, it is what it is. She got punished, but that was the only time. But what I'm saying is, this is the reason why me in the lab, we talk about being an artist. This is why I know that my dogs have maximum prey drive. It's in the DNA and it's passed down. I seen it passed down. Grandmother, daughters, fucking grandchild, great grandchildren. Bill didn't know all that. I told him the dogs have maximum prey drive, but he didn't know the history in the blood. But now he see it now in his own dogs. So then when he says, "Hey, coach, this is what happened to me," I can say, "Yeah, that's what happened to me too, Bill." Mm-hmm. Oh, you experienced that too, Bill? Oh, so did I.
The family.
Yeah, it runs in the family, Bill. I done experienced with the grandmother. I done experienced with the mama, the uncles. I done experienced with the great grandmother. Yeah. I'm sure if I go to the breeder that sold me the dog, he gonna tell me, yeah, that shit happened. So for me as a breeder who breed these type of dogs, and I'm telling you as my consumer, hey, maximum prey drive, maximum man drive. You're like, okay, cool, right? We talked about that shit. Cool, I want a dog like that. But then you see the damage it caused. You like, well, shit, man, I'm a sue coach. Coach, you sold me a dog that annihilated my whole yard, nigga. I'm gonna sue you and shit. Like, nah, nigga, no, you're not. Right. Because now, like we talked about, release liability for these bull herders. I'm putting that in my contract, y'all.
Got to.
The Kangal and AK, I think those will be more forgiving because of the Kangal's mentality.
It's gonna have that on-off switch.
Yeah, like the Kangal, the Kangal is a very like chill dog. The dog is chill out. The dog is very chill, but it don't like strangers. It don't like outside the yard. Anything outside the yard, or outside its family dynamic, it don't like it. That's where it gets crazy. But if it's part of like the family and shit, them dogs is chill. They don't bark. Like they like lay down and shit. It's just a trip how they act. But if they hear something outside the yard, oh my god, it's crazy. It's hell. It's hell.
Yeah, I felt sorry for anything on its bad side.
Yeah, no. It's really it's a predator outside the livestock, outside the family. It's a predator on that shit, but it's so chill. It's like it's chill. It's not a Malinois. My Malinois, I had to put her in solitary confinement. I told y'all that shit. That bitch got the worst bark ever. Shit, her bark is like Mariah Carey and shit. I couldn't stand that shit. Like, bitch,
You.
you motherfucking loudmouth bitch. I put her on in solitary confinement so that she ain't influenced by any other dogs or nothing like that. So she in her own space. But those dogs are very high strung and super athletic and will bite the shit out you.
Yep.
So,
and they need something to do all the time.
Yeah, they got to be activated.
Yeah,
You got to have something for them to do, and all that type of shit, which is dope. But at the same time, if you just a person who saw John Wick and you wanted one because Halle Berry had one and shit, you know what I'm saying? I would advise you not to get one.
Word.
Get you a German Shepherd.
Word. Something sensitive.
No disrespect to the German Shepherd, though, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But if you want them type of dog, go ahead and get you a German Shepherd show line. Get you a show line German Shepherd, and you are all good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Hey, watch this, Bill. Her sister, right? Her sister is very she reminds me of her grandmother. She's another silent assassin. And she reminds me of her daddy because she can destroy any kennel. Like that bitch can just damn near destroy any kennel, which is quite fucking. Well, it's Shaka. That's his daughter, right? Because he can destroy any kennel. But that bitch fucking went heads up in the kennel bar. So it wasn't there was no out in the open type shit, but there was definitely kennel bar action. Her and fucking Nina 9 was going head at it, and that's another one. That's another fucking assassin. But they was going at it between the kennel bars. So I had to put her in a whole area by herself, just like her daddy. Because like that bitch won all the shit too. But see, she and Nina both are two of the same dogs. So they, all you hear is that's what you hear it outside. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Now they've been neighbors and they was cool. All of a sudden I'm hearing I'm not hearing no screaming. I'm just hearing this low growl. Now the other dogs is hearing that shit. They get all turned up. So I'm like, what the fuck? I go down, and them bitches is locked on each other between the kennel bars, man. Them bitches. So I gotta go in there and see them bitches respect me. So as soon as I go in there and I raise my voice, they break up because they already know what time it is. Oh shit, daddy here. But if I didn't have the still ones, if I had that regular retriever, like if I had them in those retriever ones, they would have tore that retriever fucking that where you get those from? The retriever kennels.
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply. Thank you, Duro. If it was those retriever Tractor Supply ones, man, they'll shred them things up so easy, Duro. So easy, But I had those still ones, so they can't, they can get their mouths close to it, but they can't break them. So they was over there just doing a lot of biting on their mouths and shit like that. But as soon as I came, I they broke up or whatever. But I had to put that bitch, that Bill's sister's bitch, I had to put her by herself. Because like that bitch is just like her daddy. It was like, real talk, unless you don't got no dogs, I don't even, why am I selling that shit to the consumers?
Right.
Like that shit ain't for, they can't handle that shit. Come home with a dead dog. Oh, she was cool. She was part of the pack fucking for a whole 2-3 months. Now I come home, my dog is dead. Like, what the fuck, man?
Hey, Coach, I hit my cutoff, man. I gotta get up early.
No doubt.
Definitely cooked though.
No, I appreciate you, Duro. Thank you for, coming on the panel, man. And if y'all ain't following Duro, man, go ahead and follow Duro Bully Camp. Go ahead and check out his lives, man. He got some great lives over there at the Duro Lounge. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna be over there soon. We're gonna cook up over there. But go ahead and follow Duro, man. He got a great show over there. And go ahead and follow his lives and catch up on what he got to say, man. He got some good cook-ups over there. So salute to you, Duro. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Coach. I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Love you, man.
Love you too.
All right. But Bill, you said who is Shaka's other sister? He got like two sisters. No, he got fucking 3 sisters and shit. He got Tiny, he got Africa, and he has Holy Spirit. Those are his 3 sisters. So Tiny, Africa, and Holy Spirit. Not Voodoo's mom. Okay, so then Tiny and Holy Spirit. Those are Shaka's other sisters. Yeah. Nah, it was Shaka to Africa. Yeah, Shaka the Holy Spirit would have been crazy too. That would have been even worse than Shaka to Africa. I don't even know what that probably would be. That would be even worse though, Bill, because these ones is already hot. But again, like you said, it's deceiving, right? Because they so loving and stuff. You feel me? Like they so loving, and that's how they grandmother was. That's how they all are. They're very, 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 very sweet dogs. Nah, you don't need that, Bill. You know what I mean? You won't have no dogs, man. You won't have no dogs on your yard, man. Them dogs you know what I mean? You be like, damn it, man. All I got is 2 dogs, man. Shit, man. I got that Shaka times Holy Spirit dog and that Shaka times Africa. You know what I mean? But hopefully you guys understand what we talked about tonight when it comes to artists versus the dog breeder. I want to encourage you guys to see, your program as an art. Like I always tell y'all, think outside the box to create the circle. Understand that, if you try to think of it as a dog breeder, you're limited. You know what I mean? You're very limited, man. Hey, salute to you, Tony. Thank you, brother. You're very limited as a dog breeder. Your palette is infinite as an artist when it comes to these dogs, and we are few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Few and far between as dog men and dog women. Hold on, let me shut these dogs up real quick. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Be quiet. All right. Hey. Oh my God. I don't know why this boy does this, but AK, right? For some reason, I don't know if he hears something. I know when they hear sirens, they howl and stuff. I don't know if you guys got dogs that howl when they hear sirens, but AK, for whatever reason, sometimes he'll howl, right? And then all the other dogs will fucking howl too. I'm like, dude, why you gotta start that shit? You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was doing. He was doing his howl like he is a wolf. And then all the other dogs will do the howl too. So that's what I was doing right now. So I got him to calm down or whatever. But I want you guys just to understand the difference between the artist and the dog breeder, okay? And being that we're engineers over here, and we really, 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 really think about our dogs as performance dogs, and we really think about a complete dog. We really have ideas and visions and dreams, aspirations as dog men to make better dogs. Be an artist first, and let the dog breeders be the dog breeders, and let us continue to inspire each other with our ideas and our visions and dreams of dogs, man. And if you are linked up with other dog men or other dog women who have dogs that you want to add to your lines, don't be afraid, be humble, you know what I'm saying? And reach out to them. Hey, I like what you got going on in your program. I would love to add that to my recipe. I'd like to add that to my artistry if I can, And if if they got a reasonable price, great. If it's gonna cost you, then pay to play. Because if you want top tier utensils, top tier equipment, top tier genetics, right? Because we're dealing with genetics. Sometimes you might have to pay for that shit. I know I had to. There was it was no giving away now. When I got my shit, I had to pay. But I'm very grateful for what I have genetically, because I can do so many things with that. I can now take my vision with somebody else's vision and make some shit. And that's what it's all about. Okay. So please, you guys, don't let nobody tell y'all how to do y'all work. If you have a vision, link yourself with like-minded people like myself, like the chat, like people who really is in tune with like raising the bar, and follow that shit. Let's make an art. Let's be artists with this shit, man. And let the dog breeders be dog breeders, man. It's gonna be only a few of us, y'all. It's a few of us. Respect it. It's not this. This is not the in crowd, man. The trendsetters is we're not in the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? It's once we create the trend that we become the in crowd, right? But while we're creating it, we're not the in crowd. People are gonna be like, "Oh, y'all, what are y'all doing? Oh, y'all, I can't believe y'all doing that, dog." They're gonna be hating on us. That's fine. It's okay. That means we're doing something right. But as a collective, as a super dog man computer, okay, as a super dog man computer, us collective minds, we can help each other. We can motivate each other. It only takes a few of us. We don't need a whole bunch of us, man. Just know that. And then once we set the wave, then guess what? You already know everybody gonna be on our shit, man. They ain't copying us, man. We gonna be like, okay, that's cool. Y'all can have that. Oh, y'all on our old shit. Y'all finally caught on? Okay, cool. But you already know we already shit. We already fucking, 10 steps ahead of that shit. 20 steps ahead of that shit that y'all just caught on to. I'm glad y'all finally caught on, man, when we on that next shit. And we're going to keep raising it, keep making better dogs, keep elevating the programs, et cetera, man. And that's a fact. So, hey, we're going to close out. I definitely want to give all y'all a shout out, man. Hey, thank you, Bill, man, for participating in the chat, man. You got some top tier stuff. Man, I mean, hey, shit. Should I send you a DM, man? I don't know, man. I got some stuff for you, Bill, if you need something, man. Might as well get it while they're getting good if you can. Abla Bang Bang, thank you for participating in the chat. I do apologize for my congestion, man, but like I said, I've been out here. Allergies is very heavy. It is pollination type season is spring, so of course I want to deal with that. Stopping that side, but I'm good. Big Biz Dogs, big salute to your family. Griselda, Canine Corso, big salute to you, family. Inquisitive Dejin, I think it's Dejin, or is it Inquisitive Jin? Maybe the D is silent. A big salute to your family. Who else we got? I don't want to miss nobody. Nell Mac, big salute to your family. Thank you for showing up. All of you guys who might be catching us on the back end on a replay, man, enjoy the show, man. Please pay attention to the classroom, because that's what we hear, and we're in the classroom. Okay, please pay attention. Understand our logic and how we break things down. Understand the difference between the artist and the dog breeder. Pick which side you want to be on. I'm not hating on the dog breeder. Do your thing as a dog breeder, but I'm on the artist side. That's who I am. I'm an artist, and I'm promoting artistry when it comes to dogs. Okay. Hopefully you guys can respect it. But other than that, man, we're gonna wrap this thing up. It's been a great show. We are out. Till next Thursday, man. See y'all next Thursday. I love y'all, man. We out of here.